the time. I love China. No, China all the time. I love China. No, China all the time. I love doing the raping. China. I love doing the raping. No. China. I love doing the raping. Somebody's doing the raping. I love China. No, China all the time. I love China. No, China all the time. I love China. No, China all the time. I love doing the raping. I love China. China all the time. I love China. China all the time. I love China. China all the time. I love doing the raping. I love doing the raping. China. I love doing the raping.
Get this party started. Oh yeah. Hopefully you guys liked the Trap Meek remix of China All the Time featuring Donald Trump. All right, so go ahead. You're gonna have to probably speak up a little bit. I have this on omnidirectional, so just talk normally, just a little bit louder.
So okay. It's looking like I'm picking up pretty good. So.
All right, yeah, it should be good. We can see our levels here. So the reason there was a delay is we were trying to figure out how to get the second wireless mic pack up and running so we could both be using the packs, because I have two of them for this specific reason. But in the move, apparently the second USB receiver got lost, so we're using the Yeti. So hopefully this won't get in the way too much. We'll kind of bounce it around and try to get everything covered. I do have some snacks here I've been meaning to eat on a stream. We got some Jaffa cakes, which are these are all snacks from Ireland. Brian Locke, who makes the power blockers that we sell, sent these in the last order. So we got some Cadbury Dairy Milk chocolate and then cheese and onion Tato chips. So he actually sent me two of these bags, and I ate one of these already, and they were delicious. So I figure we have them if we want snacks.
This one specifically says, nibble around the edge and save the center.
Save the best for last. So, yeah, anyways, we don't have I've never heard of Jaffa cakes. Have you heard of Jaffa cakes?
I've never heard of that.
No,
never.
That's not something we have in the U.S. here. So this is just a great flattering angle of me here. It's fantastic. Yeah, since Matt manages our print farm, I got him that shirt, which we sell in the shop. Where did you post that picture of?
I didn't post it yet, but
set it in our. Do you got your phone on you?
Where is it? I put it down somewhere. There it is.
Post it in here so I can show, because it's such a great. I should just put it on the product page, because obviously Matt is going to have print failures managing our print farm, so yeah. He's had some failures to take with the shirt.
And it just so happened to be that today was one of those days. So I'm down to 0 again.
Alright, let's see here. Can I get this camera over? Is this gonna
As
cooperate?
usual, you know, it was going too good.
Let's just double check that our small cam is working. Ooh, we do. It is. All right. Our scope, we're not going to be using that for this stream here. Where'd you post it? In the
It should be in the printer farm.
print farm? Yeah, so this is Matt right there with the failed prints in the background.
Oh, yeah.
Are those for your Trunksy?
Yeah, I was trying to print them one more time, and evidently the printer was telling me, no, you can't do that, so.
Yeah.
That's what I get.
Yeah, it's yeah, I mean our soundboard will work just fine here. There we go. You guys should be able to hear that. Did you hear my little thing?
China.
Yeah, we should. Our soundboard should be working. It's playing the tunes, the tune skis. So just in case we need it. So just a recap before we get in here. I might be pulling down that video exposing that Russian laser guy because he's been bombarding our channel and honestly hurting our views. So we might have to. I already have it unlisted, but I'm honestly tired of dealing with the crap. So basically, he's bullied us into covering up what they're doing in terms of shady practices and user data. So I just don't want to deal with it. I was trying to give the community a heads up, but the community hasn't really backed us up on it at all. So yeah. Yeah, I'm just going to download that MP4 and probably kill it from the channel because he's probably got a bunch of Russian bots hitting our servers here, our YouTube channel. So, well, we have 6,600 subs and only 31 likes on it, and it's weird because YouTube had cleared out the dislikes to 100, but I'm showing it's still 300 on my end here. Which is weird. Okay, now it's only showing 40. So, yeah.
So obviously something's awry with the YouTube.
Yeah, and of course, there's one guy. While this video is disturbing, I have to say, I bought it, and I find it fantastic. The after sales is brilliant. I don't care. You're clearly just a fucking guy that's just trying to shill for them. Anyways,
You need
TLDR.
a sound effect for Russia.
For Russia. Dave's without a rant about spam email 0. You are correct. He might have a comment farm like Prusa. Yeah. So anyways, you guys know me. I don't like when people are doing shady stuff in the community, especially spamming all of our 3D printing communities with stuff that nobody really even wants. So let's stop yammering on, and we're gonna go ahead and roll the intro and get this CR-10S Pro up here, which we purchased with our own hard-earned money. No discounts from Creality, no review units. We purchased this because you guys wanted us to get this thing working correctly and get our probes on there, because apparently they still don't know how to put a proper probe on their printers. So let's get into this right after we roll our intro. Alright, let's see how we can work around our Yeti here. Can you guys still hear us okay? Hopefully we're not sounding too distant. I mean, we're probably going to be standing for most of this anyways.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, I know. It's so exciting. So, there's sound. I can see it on my...
It's fine now.
I can see it on my thing. Alright, so I haven't even opened this. This came dropshipped from Amazon. So this was bought from Creality on Amazon. Fulfilled by Amazon FBA. So Matt's gonna go ahead and we don't have a bat knife like Barnacles. I just have my manly Leatherman pair. So this is why I don't like the Yeti. You gotta like move it out of the way. like a big robo something. I probably got demonetized at this point everywhere already because I'm pretty sure I dropped an F-bomb earlier. Because that damn Russian blazer.
Mother Russia.
They interfere with our elections, and now this. Oh, now they're interfering with our communities. We gotta draw a line somewhere here, people. All right, so we got the small cam here. So there's the money shot there. It looks pretty. It's pretty big.
Yeah, that's pretty well boxed up too.
Go ahead. I'm gonna let you.
I think this has got to come out all at once.
Does it?
And it looks like it's a full foam piece on each side.
Let me make sure my balls is out of the way here.
We're gonna have to drop this on the floor for a quick second.
That's fine. Get this up out of here. I got you on camera, boy.
Oh yeah, that came out real smooth. Let's get this big hunking thing out of the way. All right.
Alright, we got some PLA.
First things first, white PLA. At least they give you a half spool, so you could at least print their Benchy.
I'm pretty sure 200 grams, so like
okay,
1/5 of a roll.
Got a box, power cord. Looks like a guarantee, warranty papers, extra tools as usual, nozzle cleaners.
They just said you didn't lift with your knees.
I didn't lift with my knees. No, I did not. Not that heavy, to be honest.
That's a feeler gauge. I'm
Yes.
pretty sure from the chaos I've seen on the forums, that's for the probe for setting.
Absolutely.
For leveling or whatever.
We got a printed part.
Do we got another Trojan card?
Quite possibly. I'm not exactly sure what that goes to, but that's a printed part or acrylic part.
Yeah, it's acrylic part.
Probably for the spool holders, spares, miscellaneous couplers and whatnot. Looks like actually semi-good couplers.
And the blue USB cables, we already have a million.
Typical that. Oh, Capricorn tubing.
Ooh.
Wow.
I'm curious if this is actually Capricorn.
They give you extra.
That is a really big internal diameter hole. If this is supposed to be I'm gonna get the calipers. Hang on. Here you hold the. I'm gonna get the calipers because if this is Capricorn, this should be 1.9 millimeter internal diameter. Because this looks way bigger than that. Might help if I unlocked my calipers here. Let me zero them out. I don't think that's Capricorn. If that's Capricorn, that's way out of spec. Like, that's normal PTFE tubing. Like, this stuff is supposed to be 1.9. This is the dark. I don't know if I think it's XS is what they call this. This is not within spec. And this is cut really poorly too. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's like an angle. You know how these Logitech cameras don't like to focus. Yeah. Interesting, because it's bigger on the diameter throughout the entire tube.
There we go. I had it focus for a quick second there.
Yeah, you gotta like put your hand behind it to get it to focus. So.
There we go.
Anyways, we'll see how that goes. So we'll continue the unboxing here.
All right. So
try to get this to focus again.
looks like we also have our instruction manual.
Hang on. Logitech, focus. There we go.
All right.
The only thing I don't like about these Logitech cameras is the focus is just, it doesn't work all the time.
Okay. One side removed. Let's go ahead and take the base out first. Whew, that is a hefty base.
I would hope so.
Wow.
It's got everything in it for the most part.
All right.
Yeah, just set that on the chair for now.
Wow, that's big.
This is way easier having a second person.
Absolutely.
Like, because I feel like, do you guys like this angle better than like having a second camera on the machine instead of just a table? So there we go. There's our upper.
Hey, it passed inspection.
Green pass. Okay, pass QC. So we should have no problems with this whatsoever. We got clips on the Bowden fitting here on both ends. Still the crappy fittings. So, come on. Like, this is the Pro model. Why couldn't you spring for the extra 10 cents on better couplers? Now, they do have, because I know you guys are going to ask, they do have their own Creality sensor. It looks like they just stuck their name on it. The part number is SZC-M18-8DN. So we'll have to see. The printed part quality is not that good, not that hot.
Oh God, I can see that from here.
I'm trying to see. There
There
we
we
go.
go. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's
Look
rough.
at those lines.
That's rough. That's the fan duct. So
That's some great Creality.
is this ABS or PLA?
Because
That's awful close to the heat block.
Might be PLA.
I mean, it's pretty shiny.
There's lines in here too. They had a clog at some point. One here,
Yeah.
one there.
Yeah, if anyone ever complains about our quality printed parts, come on. So, anyways, let's swap back over to our main view here. All right, let's. I'm gonna start reviewing the product manual. I'm assuming get the base up here. Give me my knife back so we don't forget that. And we're going to assemble with only the supplied. Your shop looks as clean as mine. Out there is actually.
This isn't even the shop, and
Yeah, this isn't the shop here. If you guys want to see the shop, because we do have we have a light staff today. Alan is actually out until tomorrow, right? Is he out or is he
Wednesday,
coming?
I think he's.
Is he coming back tomorrow or Wednesday?
I have to double check. But
I gotta
think
check
it might be Wednesday.
our staff calendar. So yeah, if you guys want to stay here, so this is our. If you guys ever have issues with your order, we can verify them. We have a camera that records all the orders as they're packed, and then it looks like Samantha's watching.
I was
the
just gonna
stream.
say it looks like she's watching it right now.
And then here's a shot of our shop. So we got Rami and Samantha working, and then Jeremy's back there. What is Jeremy working on
He
today?
is working on magnets.
Magnets, packing the magnets for the
Yes.
flex plates. That's what Jeremy's doing today. But our shop's not too bad. Matt's got our printers going again. It looks like you're having Bertha do some work there. So she's all back up and running.
Oh yeah.
Samantha's probably going to come in here and yell at us. Just watch. Wait, maybe?
Or is she yelling
Maybe?
at my dogs?
No.
Nope.
Okay, never mind. Oh, there's the doggos. There's Lainey. She's sitting outside the door waiting
Yeah,
for
and then
Matt.
Penny's sitting in their
So,
doggy thing.
yeah, so this is I mean, we've got our place pretty well covered. We got our back. This is the entry in and out of the garage. And then eventually we'll be out in the shop building, which you can see right here. I actually got a contractor. I got to give a call back later today because he gave us he's got quotes ready so we can finish that. But yeah, I take our security here pretty seriously. And I did all the DVR setup myself. We got 24 terabytes of recording time. So let's see.
I don't think we're gonna.
Tyler
have
West,
any
next stream idea: semi-late night with a drunk Tim and Matt trying to build the printer and configure firmware. I'll throw down beer money.
Oh boy, that'll be a hoot.
Oh man. Okay, so let's see what our installation guys. So it's telling me we need 4 M5x25s to bolt the bottom to the top. I'm assuming that's what these are. And then the filament holder installation is the 2 T-nuts, which I'm assuming are these. Yeah, rack screws, close enough.
Good enough.
Google Translate failed yet again. And they do tell you to level the gantry. Because if you guys have used our probes, you'll know that we hammer home, level your gantry. Because a bed leveling sensor levels your bed. It doesn't account for if your gantry is out of whack or other mechanical issues on your printer. It will only account for your bed being out of whack. That's why it's a bed leveling sensor, not fix everything wrong on my printer because it isn't built correctly sensor. And thanks for the sub, Shane, there. I think it was Shane something.
Shane.
Hang on, I think I can go back.
Shane Rogers?
Oh God, I pressed a button. Oh, there we go.
What'd you do?
I think it was Shane Rogers. Let me see. Recent events. Shane Rogers, you are correct. Thank you, Shane, for the sub. Yeah, if you guys aren't subscribed already, make sure you subscribe and smash that like button. Isn't that what all the YouTubers say? You gotta smash it. Just smash it like a BL Touch pin into a failed print.
Oh. It's home. Literally.
Okay. So, all right, Matthew, you think you can handle putting 4 screws
I don't know.
in?
We'll have to see.
All right.
It's a lot of work.
You know what I should do is I'm going to plug this SD card in and I'm going to scan it live because I had some people that were like, oh, you put a Trojan on the card and you're just trying to get people to talk about you guys. Really? I don't got time for that. I put a card in my printer for the Ender 5 and ran it through Virus Total and everything, and it went nuts. There was some sort of payload deal going on there, and I don't know if it was a false positive, but honestly, if I got 10 different antiviruses, I got 10 different antiviruses running it through, telling me this is potentially shady. I'm not going to put it on my computer. I don't even care if it's a false positive. I think it was just the thing to load the Cura profile. This is a new spool design. They got rid of the screw on. It's like this locking, sliding one, which I kind of like because you just kind of put it in, and once you find the holes here, you just turn it, and it just pressure locks in, and it's pretty sturdy. So nice job on that, Creality. Where are those other 2 little screws? Right here? Rack screws? Here we go.
Yeah.
Rack screws.
So apparently the holes that they have in the bottom, I just lost a screw in.
Wait, really?
Because it doesn't hold it in there. It's in there somewhere. I see it. Oh, there we go.
Oh, I think I got it. I think I can find the hole.
They didn't tap that correctly. Look at.
Is it not going up?
It's not going up.
You might have to thread it through.
I'm gonna have to.
You got the hex wrench down there? Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's... So here's the thing. I'm wondering if... My theory with the whole Trojan thing on the cards is they sub that package out to load the Cura profiles to another company. And I don't know if you guys know this, but basically if the Chinese government comes to you and says, yeah, we want you to backdoor this, you have to do it.
Yeah, you have no say.
So my recommendation is don't use the Chinese SD cards. Just toss them out. They're crap quality anyways.
They're gonna give you more failures than they will.
Yeah, just buy a high quality SD card. You can get a 32 gig for like $10, maybe 12. I think the most I've ever paid for a 32 gig is 12, and that's for a name brand. Just say no to the included SD cards. Even better, build yourself a Octoprint setup.
Exactly.
You okay there, bud?
No, that's one got lost too. There's there's nothing supporting it. So there's a hole under, in a plate, and then it just goes right through.
Once you get that in, we can take a look at the bottom with our small camera here. So while Matt's trying to figure out how to put it in the hole, you guys got any questions?
I got it.
I know you've done it at least twice successfully. It's not a lie.
Nah.
At least twice. At least 2 times.
I can do it, I swear.
So here's the weird thing. For some reason, my chat on my Streamlabs OBS is signed in with my personal account. I don't know how that happened. So I had to pop up chat on another screen here. Oh, got the hiccups now from the balls.
Too much balls in your mouth?
Let's see. He's got some. Tyro says he's got some catching up to do.
I definitely do to you, for sure.
All right,
Absolutely.
so let's go ahead and tilt it. Oh, look at that ugly mug. Oh, God. Okay, so I see what he's saying. It's literally just 2 holes, and there's no guides to get up
Exactly.
into the
So
holes.
if you were to happen to let go of that screw, that screw
this
is going to go away. So that
let's
means
see.
you got to take this whole damn thing off.
They might have put something, at least on this side.
Okay.
It'd be hard to do that.
I mean, it just feels like there's nothing there.
Oh, yeah.
Like I could probably guide it in there. I don't know if I lost it or if it went all the way in.
I think it went all the way in.
I think it went in the back.
I got it. There's a foam block inside, someone said.
Yeah. It's not the greatest, I will say that, but...
What's Bertha printer-wise? That's a Alpha-wise U10. And that's 400 by 400 by 500 build volume. Let's see if I can boost the mic up here.
But we also have her jacked up, too. She's got a 0.8 nozzle on her. So she prints out what we need to for miscellaneous parts and things for the shop, so we can get them done in a quick, timely manner.
Matt is having trouble getting in the hole.
Yes.
Yes, he is. Thanks, Benjamin. He says nice posters. Yeah, I've got, here's the rest of my office. There's my Tron posters, Doctor Who. I got the Sweat Pledge from Mike Rowe, my Ron Swanson Capitalism poster, and then my Boy Scouts, Scout Law, and Scout Oath, and my Eagle plaque. And then this is my messy work area here with all my tools and testing equipment. And there's my computer. There we go. There's my desktop. There's Matt. So a little behind the scenes sneak peek.
Dang, must have got
Just
lucky
put
twice.
some hair around the hole.
Oh.
I don't know what you mean. Can you explain, Lyle?
What is wrong with you people?
I'm kidding.
Must be that
We
French
need to try to keep it somewhat family friendly. I got the Ron Swanson Capitalism poster from Etsy. I can't remember the seller, but I've had it for a while, and it was in the old office. All right, so hey, looks like I got a printer. So all right, you want to put the spool holder on now?
I'm curious how. I'm
assuming it
surprised they
goes
don't
up top here.
give you anything.
It's showing
for,
up top. So they have a picture here of it just on extrusion, but it doesn't tell you what side. Like there's no like, I mean, is that a lead screw there? Very faintly, I think I can see a lead screw. So I'm assuming it's gonna go by a lead screw.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna put it there anyway.
I need to put my phone on silent.
Nice
apparently.
job.
My bad. So yeah, it wants us to connect the Z motors, level the gantry. Let's see here. And the LCD options here. It shows you how to insert filament into the printer and make it push the filament out. Bed leveling part 1. Bed leveling part 2. This will be fun. I've heard nothing but bad stuff about this sensor, which is why we bought it, because people get bothering us to hey, their sensor sucks, you guys need to get your sensor on there. Now, and it's important to note, this is a different control board from the CR-10S. Same CPU, but this supposedly has trinamic drivers. And they did the same thing they did on the ones that we have to get customized for us, is they left, this has dual extrusion support, but they just left the driver off. So this header has, I'm assuming this would have capability for a second extruder output, but they just were like, nah, we don't need to put that on there.
Yeah.
So
that Allen key.
if you want,
that tip is stripped. I can't use that side.
there's
it's
more
in there.
Allen keys over
It's in
there.
there.
Okay, it's in there. All right.
It's good enough. We're probably not going to keep it on there anyway. So.
All right, we'll go back to our fancy cam here. All right, so it says to connect. It says to level the gantry. Oh, this is for leveling the gantry. That's what it. I was wondering what that was.
I was wondering.
Yep, that's for leveling the gantry. So level that gantry, man. Ooh, that rod moved a lot when you grabbed it.
It moved quite a bit.
Ooh, okay, hang on. Let's go back.
Oh, you're talking about like this.
Oh, look at that. Can you guys see a problem there? You see a problem with that brass nut there, by any chance? So, you're gonna need to screw those in.
What the hell, Bobby?
Yeah, go ahead and screw those in. Let's do that.
I don't know, that would have worked perfectly fine.
Oh, what's a little bit of slop in your Z-axis? The door's going, oh my god. It's all good, nothing bad about
Firmware is jack too. Well, supposedly, Luke Hadfield said that the firmware update supposedly fixes some issues with the probe, but we'll see.
The Ender 3 Dual Z kit is dual screw with belts.
Yes, it did pass quality
it did pass
control.
quality control.
Yes, absolutely.
I think maybe pass isn't like it passed by someone on the
Yeah.
factory floor who puts that sticker on. So they probably are like, as this goes past you, you need to put a sticker on saying it went past you.
It's the typical Chinese quick check.
Quick check. QC in China stands for quick check.
This is a royal pain.
Remember not to
Yeah.
over tighten those. Those should be
Yeah.
those should be slightly loose because you do want them to kind of move in there if the lead screws are not perfect. Plot twist, the ABL isn't actually bad. It's the lead screw connector being like that on every
Oh wait,
machine.
it's both sides.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. That's why I said make sure you tighten those up. So now you can say you've been paid to live stream.
Yeah, and to fix manufacturers.
Defects. That's
Defect.
the point of our entire company for the most
I
part.
mean, yeah, I guess I can't really say that because otherwise we wouldn't be in business without Creality.
Dub makes a good point. At least your screws are in the printer still.
That's true.
And not floating in the box.
Very true. I've only had one ender had that happen to me. Can't even get that one.
All right. I'm just checking here. Yeah, that's our job.
Yep.
Our entire business is built around fixing other people's problems. All right, so let's level that. Go up. Other way.
It is.
Okay, go
I just
down.
Keep dropping.
All right. So what's okay? Just leave that one,
All right.
and that one needs to go up a little bit. Up. Okay. All right. Up. It just went back down.
Just drop.
Pull it up more. Up more. Up. Okay, let go. Okay. All right.
That is very loose.
Okay, they're close. They're close now.
About as good as it's gonna get.
We had issues with the wiring on the U10, but nothing crazy. It's been pretty solid for the most part after we fixed the problems. All right, so let's connect. Did you connect the Z motors already?
No.
Oh, you didn't take the tape off.
Oh, shit.
They taped them down. And now the motors are on top of the tape. It's gonna trigger me. Oh, it came out.
Oh,
All right.
That's a really close.
Yeah, it is.
That kind of worries me.
All right, so this eccentric, they're a little tight, but they're better tight than loose. These are actually adjusted correct-ish. A little loose, but how's the X?
That's pretty good, actually. Usually, that's the latest thing I've been hearing with Creality is the loose hot ends.
Dominique, if you're looking for troubleshooting help, check out and post a link here. We have communities set up if you need to get help with your printer. I would say start with the basics and make sure all the connections are working and fully inserted. So if you guys go to community.th3dstudio.com, that will take you to our community links for our Discord, our general Facebook group, and then our customer-only Facebook group. So that will be the place to get help with your printer that is not related to our stuff. All right, so we should probably plug this in.
Oh, you need to plug.
Now, hang on. Let me see if they actually mentioned plugging the ribbon cable in. Hang on. Yes, they do. Okay, so we plugged in both the Z motors, we've leveled the gantry, and we're plugging the ribbon cable in. So now we need to give it power. Now, I'm hoping... Did you see anywhere to set the input voltage on here? Because they don't mention it in the guide. I don't think.
might be on the bottom there. On the bottom of the printer.
Because I don't know where the PSU is in this. I know the board's right here.
So here's power. So
I'm assuming the PSU is
probably on the back.
I don't see anything down here.
On the back here.
I think the PSU's on this side, it looks like. That looks like a PSU.
Alright, well there's nothing on that side that I saw.
Okay, well, I'm going to assume it says 100 or 140. Let's see if it works. Because it did say on the box it was marked as US.
Yeah, there's no switch on that, so...
I don't... So the thing is, this is the camera. I can't really slide the camera over because it's on a mount. Or it's on my monitor. Which, if I slide it to the middle monitor, you're going to get even less of that because this monitor faces flat. This one's on an angle, which is the one I have the camera on.
Apparently people like me more than you.
Apparently. I thought I had a second tripod floating around here, though. Yeah, I do. Let me see if I can...
mount that.
Here, I'll switch this over to small camera so I don't give you guys a total seizure. And you can get Matt's crotch cam there. Oh, no. I gotta...
Unless you stab 220 into it.
Oh, God. We're breaking. Hang on. The cables are restrained.
Strain.
Damn me and my cable management. Oh, hang on. We do have a fire extinguisher. It's actually over there
I was just gonna say,
in the
you
window.
just unboxed it.
It was sitting next to the other Creality machine. But I mean, and all jokes aside, I'm not aware of any Creality machine completely catching on fire like A-nuts have. But I have heard of them going up in smoke, but not completely.
Welcome to the coupler hell.
Welcome. All right, let's see if this will work here. Let me put this up on the tripod here.
Fancy glass Coke. Yeah, I drink those all the time because I eat a lot of tacos.
His Mexican Cokes.
Yeah, so.
As he calls them.
Yep, that's what they are. They're made in Mexico.
All right, let's see here. Switch back over. Whew. Oh, it's a little too leany for me. Got a little too much Italian on there.
What's up, Rob?
Too much.
What's up, Lasto? What's up, Joseph?
Joseph
The best
Printa.
Coke. I agree. They are the best.
Oh man. Oh yeah. So I don't know if you guys can see this little hole in my shirt here. I got this shirt from our shop, and I was playing with those new magnets that we have in the shop, and I accidentally snapped them together, and they crimped the hole in my shirt.
Yep.
So if you're getting magnets from us, heed the warnings on them. They're actually serious.
Yeah, they're very dangerous magnets. They work.
Okay, did you turn it on?
I did
Is that
not
strip
turn on
on?
power.
Okay.
Oh, so we have power. It's booting up. Booting up.
Oh God.
Wow.
That's a little much. All right, so here, Matt. Why don't you follow the directions for leveling the bed?
Oh boy.
Follow those directions.
Follow the yellow brick road. Loading filament, screen information, bed leveling.
Well, here, let's use the included filament.
The fact that they have 2 sections for that. All right, so we're gonna do this step by step per Creality's instructions. China theme. All right, so it says go to settings, leveling, which is actually a little different. This one says level mode. This one says leveling. So this is actually kind of nice. It gives you a readout of all your probe points. Exactly. Then we're going to go click auxiliary leveling.
Still doing stuff with the probe.
Oh, I'm not watching it. All right. Select settings, level mode. Adjust the platform height by turning the knob underneath with using a piece of A4
Is this
paper.
aluminum on aluminum? It's not
Yes.
glass.
Yes, it's aluminum on aluminum.
Weird.
Please click the numbers 1 to 5.
Here, you want to load the filament here?
That's the height.
I opened that for you. There we go. You guys like my cat wallpapers? Wow. Oh yeah, you load that filament.
Oh yeah. This is the other thing that I hear a lot about. Filament sensor. I can't load the filament in. There's a piece of filament on it.
Wait, what?
There's a piece of filament stuck in the damn thing.
Is there?
I gotta pull out the tube. Yeah, you can see it right here. It's stuck
I
right
thought
out
that
the
was
back.
the one. I thought that was the one that you had. I wish I could grab this camera.
Here, I'll turn it.
Hang on. I thought I had more cord on this, but apparently not. Ugh. Hang on, this camera's gonna go off for a sec.
Oh God, we're losing you. Alright, that's gonna plug right back in and have a super crotch shot.
Crush.
Yeah, point it right at my crotch.
Crotch cam.
My crotch? Is there my crotch here?
Yeah, I'm just putting a USB extension cable on a USB extension cable. Cause yo dog, I heard you like USB extension cables.
So we put a USB extension cable on a USB extension cable.
Alright, hang on, let me reinitialize the printer here. Oh god, what is going on? Windows just like freaked out. Alright, hang on, let me deactivate, activate. Are we back? Hey, crush cam. There we go. Alright, you got plenty of cord now.
Alright, so just to show you guys, I went to go load the filament and that's kind of hard to load filament in there when there's filament in there.
Alright, hang on, I'm gonna go out. Refuel.
Refuel? Is that what it says?
I hit refuel on the thing. That was the button. Refuel. Refuel, guys. We're gonna refuel. Retreat. Okay, so it's got a French option. Got it. Okay, less than 195C. Heat up, then change filament? Yes. Go ahead and press yes. Man, those sounds are going to get old real
That's
quick.
going to annoy me quite
Alright,
a
so
lot.
it's heating up. We're also going to test thermal runaway as well. I believe we can unplug the heater in the back there. Because Creality is very aware of something when the GPL stuff was happening, we made it very clear that your printer should have thermal runaway for the safety of the safety of the user. So we're letting this, I'm going to pretend like we're not experts here, and I'm just going to use the on-screen options to unload and load the filament, because I'm assuming that's what normal people would do. So it would have new filament in there because they tested it, which is good, but you would think they would take said filament out.
Which is probably why it passed QC, because it passed as working.
Let's see if I can get the sticker off without making a mess on the extrusion. We're going slow. You know what we should do? We should just put fail stickers on our printers when we ship them out, just to throw people off.
Be like, why is that?
I'm assuming Matt's saying that won't be hard if we just pretend like we don't know what we're doing.
Mm-hmm. Almost to target 10. 10 minutes later.
Almost ready to retreat. And yeah, welcome, Matt. Nice of you to join us. You want to crack open these Java cakes while we're waiting?
Absolutely.
Jaffa cakes. And thanks again, Brian Locke. I love your power blockers. Our customers love your power blockers.
Absolutely.
And I'm looking forward to trying your guys' snacks, because obviously I'm fat and I like food, so...
Quality guaranteed.
Alright, I'm assuming I have to hit retreat again.
Oh,
Are we retreating?
Pulling it out.
Are we retreating?
The problem... Oh, no, actually, that's
Okay, there we
pretty
go.
good.
We're retreating. Alright.
Very, very slow.
It's a very slow retreat.
I'm waiting.
So-
I think that's it.
Is that it?
That's all
Hang
I
on.
retreated.
Oh wait, unit. I can change it here. I'm going to retreat 500.
Millimeters. Or maybe try it now.
Is it retreating?
It's retreating, but at a snail's
Oh,
pace.
it's just taking forever.
So no matter what review you put it in.
I should like take these sound bites and put these on our soundboard.
Like, look at how slow that's going.
It kind of sounds like that.
This sounds like Sega Dreamcast. Like, there you go.
All right, so it said to nibble around the edges. And while we're waiting for this to retreat, this is so slow. It said nibble around the edges.
Got like an orangey taste to it.
Yeah, it does. Pretty good. All right, I'm doing 200. Like this guy said, I did press 10 a bunch of times, so we're probably good. Okay, it's pretty good. I'm nibbling around the edge. The all-rounder.
Type in the value. Yeah.
Oh, there's like fruit on the center here. That's why it says nibble around the edge.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if it's like a orange fruity thing.
What does it say? 10 light sponge cakes with dark, crackly chocolate and a smashing orangey center. Centre. Not center. Centre. It's orange jelly. Oh, Jaffa oranges. That makes sense. Jaffa cakes, they're oranges. Jaffa oranges. Those
Sure.
are good. I like those.
Oh, pretty good.
Yeah, give me one more. I'm not gonna nibble around the edge though. I'm definitely gonna eat the whole thing.
Yeah, that was good.
I haven't eaten anything today, so
Full orange.
are we still retreating? We are still retreating.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I'm tired of waiting, so oh man. That's hard.
That's what she said.
Okay.
The sensor works.
So we're fully retreated. You wanna
Another thing just to take a look at. It's not a big deal, but
I'm just gonna shut this off so it stops retreating because I queued up a bunch of retreat commands.
so like if you can see, the hole doesn't really line up with filament sensor.
Are you sure you didn't like put it in crooked?
Nope. There's only one way.
Oh man.
Nope. Same thing.
I don't believe you have never had a Jaffa cake. This is my first time ever having a Jaffa cake. I'd never heard of them.
There we go. I got it. So just a little wiggle room. Wiggle. There. Let's push that all the way in.
These are delicious.
That's what she said? Yeah. Wrong hole, fool.
I'm assuming Samantha's watching. Here, you can have one more, and I'm gonna give the rest to the guys.
Sounds good.
Get that filament loaded.
It's loaded.
We're no longer retreating.
It's loaded.
Come on, push it all the way through.
It's loaded.
Is it?
It's already in. Settings, leveling. Oh god, we almost lost it. What happens when you leave me at the home? Okay. So, per instructions, we're going to do slightly tighten the 4 level nuts at the bottom of the platform before initial leveling. Okay. What does that mean?
Are you struggling?
Nope, I'm reading directions.
Oh, are you? That's a first.
Alright, select level mode number 2. Okay. Then we're going to go to auxiliary leveling. Adjust the platform height by turning the knob underneath. Use a piece of A4 standard printer paper to assist with the adjustment, making sure the nozzle lightly presses on the paper.
So people are commenting about the steppers. It's because these are supposedly, I haven't seen under them, but they're supposedly trinamic drivers, which is why they're quiet. However, if they don't have them set up correctly, it could cause issues with the Z. Which is why we don't have trinamics on our Z-axis or E-axis, because they are lower torque typically than your standard stepper drivers, depending on what mode they're in.
Okay, let's go ahead and set up. That's weird. It starts in the center here first.
They did not, yeah, they put on ABL and they did not use solid bed mounts. I agree. I think they want you to use that little metal piece.
It says paper.
Really?
A4 paper.
Okay.
So, I mean, I guess they included.
I mean, this is
so it tells me to do it again, but do the feeler gauge. So it's asking me to do two things.
So this is a 0.2 feeler gauge right here.
Yeah.
Right here. They give you a 0.2 feeler gauge. It says 0.2. Chinese metal is paper. Yeah, the fans are... So our printer right now, I don't know if you guys hear, but our Alpha's running printing a part for the robotics team that we sponsor because their printer was having issues. And our printer's printing. The loudest thing is the fans.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Go to 3.
Did I get the boogers off the bed?
Annoys me. Triggers me. Should have just put solid bed mounts on here and called it a day.
No. We run it stock. Well, to be fair, most power supply fans are allowed when they kick on them. And this is advertised as having a Meanwhile power supply. And their fans are allowed when they kick on. Because, I don't know if you guys know this, but in order to cool things, you have to move air. And moving air makes noise. So, the more cooling you need, the more air has to move, the more noise the fans make. So, it's a machine. It's going to make noise. Like, your printer's never going to be completely silent. We go to number 1 now. It sounds like I'm trying to connect to AOL every time you do something.
I think we're a little close there.
Are
the
we?
middle. The middle's a little too
They just like dig in.
dipped, yeah.
It's not terrible, but yeah, it's
but
so
it's
this
digging.
this has a bow to it. Yeah, it's leaving a crease mark on the paper there.
So it says repeat above steps 1 or 2 times if necessary, which
Okay, I mean let's check the other points and see.
I
how
mean
they
it's
are.
possible because I didn't check the other points.
Yeah, so just go around again, see if those are too
Yeah,
tight.
so those are a little tight. Your CRX you can hear overall.
We asked if you guys wanted to see this one or the CRX. You guys said this one, so we have the CRX in box as well that we purchased. I've actually had it for a couple months.
Yep. God, leveling sucks. That's too tight. Okay.
Ooh. Oops.
Look what you did, you little jerk.
So bed leveling is so much fun. Now, if you guys look up Insanity Automation on GitHub, that's the guy that does the firmware for tiny machines. They have better firmware for the CRX and the CR-10S Pro. Okay, so that bed's bowed.
Yeah,
all right,
gotta
so
be.
we have bed leveling. Let's get the bed leveling going.
All right. In settings. Okay, let's go back. Okay.
We're gonna connect to AOL here real quick.
Settings, leveling again, and then we're going to level the Z. So it says leveling mode. Place the 0.2 millimeter feeler gauge between the nozzle and the hot bed. If the gap is too thin or too large, click Z plus or Z minus. Find the interface to adjust the gap to slightly more than 0.2 millimeter distance between the nozzle.
There you go.
The hot bed should be about 0.25.
You do not want this touchscreen for your CR-10s. Okay, just to be clear, guys, the touchscreens on all of these printers are terrible compared to the standard screens. That's why our printer does not have a touchscreen. It's because they're garbage.
think that's pretty good. I wish it told me like how far I am. That would be awesome. Okay. To adjust the position of the auto sensor, turn the sensor clockwise to lower it and counterclockwise to raise it.
What do we want?
It doesn't really say, it just says to adjust it. So if we needed to adjust it, which is triggered right now.
I'm assuming it says we need to adjust it.
If the LED is lit, raise the auto level sensor
grab
by
that.
turning the
Okay.
coupler
So I'm assuming theirs is.
counterclockwise. So
Where's the? I can't see it. That's correct.
right there. Yep.
Oh.
Nope. There you go.
Okay, so I'm gonna turn it counterclockwise. And oh, that's
quick.
hang on. Turn it slow. There we go. All right.
Okay. So now it says restore hot end original home position.
So hit Z home.
The home. Auto level the print surface.
So now we do measuring. Okay, so check the. Where's the feeler? We should check and see if. Let it finish. Let it finish. All right, so check the feeler gauge. Are we at 0.2 still?
We're definitely higher.
We're definitely higher. All right, so bring it down. That means their repeatability is not that good.
That's sticking, so we don't really want it.
Okay,
that close.
so
Okay.
let's Z home again, and then we'll check it. It's gonna go down one more time. Wow, we got 107 viewers today.
Yep, we're good on that.
Is it good now? Okay, so let's do
So
measuring.
point.
Auto leveling. Please wait.
So now it'll do 16s,
They're probing pretty close to that metal
4
clip
by
there.
4.
Yeah, it looks like it's a 4x4 mesh.
Yep. Then it should.
Now,
give
here's one
us
thing I
the
didn't
real-
notice. Was that sensor centered on the bed when it home Z?
You know what? I didn't even look.
Because that sensor should be centered if their offsets are correct.
This is
They're
very
only,
slow.
they're only doing one probe, though. They really should be doing two.
I mean, even Prusa does too. Oh. And that's it for leveling.
Well, I'm not gonna, Brandon. I'm not gonna lower the sensor because they should have this assembled correctly from the factory. We're not gonna go into any fixing until we see how it works out of the box.
And then we also have.
Typically, I found that Marlin's firmware works better because this is running Marlin on the back end, on the board. The LCD is just sending basically serial commands to the board. But I found that the odd numbers work best. Okay, so we've got our mesh data, it looks like. This what? Focus! Come on, Logitech, there we go.
So it looks like the back left is pretty high. In there.
Yeah, so you can see the center is higher, which is what we found with when we were leveling it. So the bed is bowed, which I'm not surprised. I'm assuming we want to turn auto leveling on. So there we go. All right, let's put the Chinese SD card in and see if we can run a print. Where is said? Oh, here it is.
By the way, you are correct. I'm pretty sure that's off the left.
Well, here, let me. Oh, we got a sub. Thanks, Dave. All right, I'm gonna home XY.
That's totally probing clips. It sure looked like it.
Nope, the sensor is not centered, which means they do not have offset set.
No, they did their probe center. or their
nozzle.
nozzle, not probe.
Right, but I'd be willing to bet they probably don't have probe offsets in here, and if you guys have dealt with any of our stuff, you'll know that probe offsets are very important for the thing to actually work. Alright, so let me pop the SD card in. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and hit print.
Nobody went to work today? Apparently not. Technically, we're at work.
Is it reading the SD card? Like...
You know, I heard something about this. About the CRX.
With the directories?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's what might be happening.
Let me restart and see.
Blank SD card confirmed. There, as far as I saw, there was no initial SD.
What?
Same as CRX, yeah. Yep. Nothing on it.
Yeah. Alright.
So there's probably subdirectories, so they kind of force you to use it on your PC.
Oh, man. Let's see if we're going to get infected here.
Oh god, we're gonna die.
Probably.
The end of the world as we know it. And because of Creality.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Oh, can you see who that is?
Yes, I can. It's Amazon.
Alright, hang on. Let's see here. There's two CR-10S Pro. Okay, there's a testdog.g code and a test. There's two folders on here. Let me go ahead. I'm just going to scan this here. Just see if there's anything that pops up here.
Yeah.
I'm scanning it right now. I'm assuming one is... This is the English. Okay, so one of those folders is English, and one of those folders is Chinese, but the language is in Chinese for either. So I'm going to do that. I copied the testdog.g code to the root. Now, this is, again, something that I remember seeing, not anything that's disclosed in the guide. I'm just going to scan and see if these SD cards got hit.
Oh, yay.
There we
go.
You don't want the dial-up sounds? How many files are on this dang SD card?
18,000 files? Holy shit.
Okay, no threats. Okay, cool. Alright. Let's try this again. Hey, test dog. Select file, print. Okay. Now we'd like to take a moment to talk about our sponsor, Dollar Shave Club. Just kidding. We're not Linus Tech Tips. Or what is it? Private Internet Access?
Uh-huh.
Or what's the other one? Honey?
Yeah, honey.
There's like a twist in that ribbon when you hooked it up.
Yeah,
So, yeah. Amazon Uber for orders. Yeah, they have their own couriers. What came today?
something for Samantha.
Oh, it's for Samantha, not for us.
Nothing special
Nothing
for you.
for us. We got stuff yesterday. I use NordVPN. NordVPN's awesome. Oh, Bert, that was good one too. What are their sponsors? They always like segues into.
Rob's a big fan of Linus too.
I like Linus Tech Tips. I watch him. This TV pretty much just plays Linus Tech Tips and Big Clive and AVE. I usually have like videos playing on there in the background during the day just to keep my sanity. This is taking a while to heat up.
Only a 150.
Let's here. Let me switch sides here. Here, scoot over that way. I'm going to unplug the hot end. Oh, here we go. Here's the Here's the heater wire. I'm going to see if we have thermal runaway protection.
Oh god, you're moving the Z.
I did. I moved the Z. Hang on, this is a locking connector.
Alright.
Alright, I just disconnected the heater. So I disconnected the heater. It's still telling it to heat. Let's see if we have thermal runaway protection.
So we're dropping, we drop 10. 20.
Should be about a minute is what I think we run our firmware at.
30.
Well, there won't be a fire because the heater is disconnected. It's just not going to heat. But in a
40.
thermal runaway event, where let's say the thermistor is reading the incorrect temperature. So just to show you guys, I've disconnected the plug here for the heater. Going to the hot end.
And we're still reading.
It's still trying to heat. So unless this triggers anytime soon, there is no thermal protection. So this printer is not safe to use, especially unattended. There's no thermal runaway protection. They have disabled it again.
It's not a JST.
Yeah, it's a pretty decent sized connector.
It's like a Molex connector.
Nah, it's
Like a
something.
4-pin.
But here, there's clearly no thermal runaway. Because this should have triggered by now. It doesn't matter if it does not matter if they enabled it in the new release when they've got printers shipping out that have it disabled. Your average person is not going to update their firmware.
Yep.
Nor should they have to. It should have it enabled. This has no thermal runaway protection at all. Not even a little bit. So they haven't learned from their previous mistakes. You can go ahead and prove that if you want. Use a touchpad.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, that's hooked up. Yep, no
Oh,
thermal
massive.
runaway protection at all. Alright, so let me hook that back up and we'll start the test print over again. But yay, China and your crappy firmware.
Oh, she's back.
Ah, come on. I need to get pliers to get this back in. Hang on one second. Samantha was summoning me. What's up? What is the error? All right. Just give me 1 second here. Apparently our printers for our ShipStation software are not connecting right now. Let me restart our services here. Yeah, I gotta figure out how to get this plug back in.
Oh god.
I might have to take it apart. I'm just trying to show printer safety.
And you throw it. I'm more curious about this bed that's underneath here.
Oh, got it.
I thought these were supposed to be easy to take off.
All right, there we go.
Not if the flaw means burning my house down. Yes. Which I've already had a friend burn his house down, unfortunately, due to
Was it an ANET? I think it was an ANET.
Yeah, it was a knockoff and a Lunar.
So it was a clone of a crappy clone.
And
I don't
he
know.
got it from a friend and he didn't know what happened and burned his basement down. So.
Let me see if Samantha says you couldn't put the end of day form. Print, ShipStation Connect. There we go. All right. Samantha, it should be working now. I restarted the print server. It's printing.
printing.
Yeah. Yeah, let me level the Z again. You make a good point. We were wrenching on that. Where's the where's that little shim thing?
Oh Jesus!
Oh god.
Breaking shit.
It wouldn't be a stream until it's not. Go ahead and level that. It's not a stream until I drop stuff. Let's just be honest. Alright, we're good. Crisis averted. Are we good?
Good.
Alright, printing test dog again, and now we're heating back up. So, my theory with why these printers have thermal protection disabled is because if there's a slight issue with the hot end that could potentially trigger it, it's not going to trigger it, which means the printer then doesn't get returned. So my theory would be that it's just to cover up any potential QC issues, because while it may print, it's not going to trigger that runaway event. So how easy are these? Well, they're not bad. Just kind of just get your thumb in there, and then.
I'm guessing those ones slip out, or do those ones slide out too?
Those ones
Yeah,
just,
those ones just sit
yeah.
back.
So this is just a aluminum on aluminum.
So basically, it's a bed on top of a bed.
Yeah.
Like, it looks like it. That's all they did.
Bed on a bed. Yo, dog, I heard you like aluminum beds. So we put a bed on your bed, so you can print on a printer bed while you print on a printer bed. Oh, did someone just super chat? Oh, it's Tyler West. He's just trying to get attention. Beer money for the next stream. How about when you guys come in? I think in 2 weeks you'll be here.
Is it flat?
It's not flat.
It? Yeah, no, we've already tested that out. There is a dip in the center from the readout.
I mean, it looks like it's good, but I don't see anything coming through.
That's assuming this China ruler's flat.
That's true.
That is an El Cheapo one.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. I can see light under this. Do you see light? Oh,
I do now.
Oh, wait. There's no... The bed's not heated.
Does it probe with... Does it give you... Does it probe without the heated bed? Or does it probe and then start heating?
Is that it?
Or because it's the
No,
test
it's-
dog, it's not going to
it's
heat
printing.
the bed?
Yeah, see, it's already off.
Hang on. Well, it didn't do auto leveling.
No, it didn't.
So it's not actually using the center. It just used the center as an end stop. I mean, it's printing level-ish on it. But it's not actually using... It's not actually using ABL. Like, the couplers... I don't feel any movement on the couplers at all. Which, does that even count?
So more or less it's like a live Z in a way? No, not even that. Because a live Z is a probe.
I think I feel some movement. It's hard to tell. It's when it gets to the left side. I think I feel some movement.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just weird that it didn't probe out.
What's economic? I don't know what economic is.
Check
Anybody know what economic is? I remember people, I remember people talking about economic. Turns off the heated bed after a while. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Oh, so the layer fan's actually on right now. I mean, it's printing. It looks like it auto leveled correctly. I'm assuming it stored the mesh, which is why it didn't probe. But I mean, it looks like it's working. It's printing level on the bed. Maybe most of these issues people are saying are just people not knowing how to use the printer. Because it's going down pretty good.
Yeah, looks like it.
Yeah.
It probably didn't heat the bed because technically it doesn't need it for PLA. So.
Unless the sensor doesn't work with a heated bed.
Which is a possibility.
Okay, now stop print, start a new print, and see where Z starts off the bed. Okay. Well, it should have power resume. I think that was one thing they advertised. So, oh no, we lost power. What are we gonna do? Okay, we start power again. Pass me my douche feet. Oh god. Oh god. So turning the sound off. Okay, resume previous print. Okay, I'm gonna tell it yes. Let's see what happens.
Okay, so we're gonna heat back up here. Or not. Oh, there we go.
I mean, build quality wise, it seems nice. I'm not gonna lie. Seems decent. There's just like this. Why is this like just? I'm assuming this goes back further. It's like a little clip to hold the Bowden tube.
Mm-hmm.
There is a blob of filament. Is it gonna screw up? Oh, it's reprinting the entire first layer, because that's how Creality's power resume works. So it's printing right back over the layer it just printed. All right, so we're gonna stop that. Move my Z up here. It does not remember the settings to turn the beeps off. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and just get this off here. Oh man. Woo. I mean, I'll be honest, it's not a bad first layer.
It's better than most people's yet. Might be a dumb question, but if you're using dual extrusion on the bottom, why keep the wheels not go with linear motion on the bed?
I don't know. Ask Creality. I mean, these work fine. Everybody's obsessed with linear rails. They don't make that big of a difference. You're not like people that convert theirs to linear rails don't see a huge difference. All right, so I'm just gonna restart the whole machine and we're gonna start another print, like the one guy was saying, and see if everything still works. I'm also gonna check the ABL and see if the mesh is still in there.
No consistency, hit adjust.
Alright, settings, leveling. Okay, I just went to leveling and it homes something.
Well, we have a feeler gauge, so it should be good enough to slip underneath it.
Yeah, as long as the there's nothing on the nozzle, which there is now. Alright, I got it off. Nothing on the nozzle. Okay, definitely just drove the nozzle into the bed a little bit there. Okay, so it's not, yeah, it's definitely not It's definitely not consistent, it looks like. Oh, there goes the power supply fan. Do you hear
I
it?
hear it now.
Okay, here's the thing. Look at the nozzle on this side, anyways. Hit the nozzle hit the build plate.
The carrot, it looks like the whole thing is twisted.
That's just the cover.
Is it? You sure?
Yeah.
Looks like the nozzle's going off to the right a little bit. The whole hot end.
It homes every time you go to the leveling menu. Okay. So don't leave prints on it.
Okay, so the nozzle's hitting the bed before the sensor triggers. So that means, now I'm going off my experience with sensors, that means that the sensor needs to be, the sensing distance needs to be increased. So I need to turn the adjustment screw clockwise. Because on this side of the bed, it's pushing the nozzle in. I can see the carriage flexing. So when it comes over to this side, on these 3 points here, the nozzle was hitting the bed. Yep.
Dead on that one too.
So I'm going to go ahead and just increase the sensing distance here.
Wow.
Just a little bit. So let me redo the leveling then. Because you don't want your nozzle hitting the bed before the sensor triggers, because you're not going to get an accurate thing. Okay, so the nozzle's not hitting the bed anymore.
So it seems like the sensitivity is a little too sensitive at that time.
Well, no, it wasn't hitting the bed before. Which means the sensor's drifting, which is what people were saying. Like drifting a lot.
Oh. Between each prints, obviously.
Yeah.
Might have to check the gantry level again.
Hi, Penny.
Yes, the left side did stick a little too good, but
What are you doing? Come here.
come here, you.
Even Nereus would have printed something by now.
Oh.
Get out of here, Matt. What? What do you want? You're so needy.
That's an ugly cat. That's Paul.
Paul's a cat guy.
Yep.
Alright, so let me... Okay, this is...
Too close.
Let me Z-home that. I just want to make sure we're getting everything perfect, so no one can go, oh, well, Tim's just sabotaging this review to further their own stuff.
Well, here's one thing. Okay, so we've already done this. We're doing this again. And yet, you at least know what you're doing. What's happening with people that don't know what you're doing? Like, this is the
That's
issue.
probably why people have so many issues.
So...
Alright, we're going to run it one more. So I rehomed Z to get the new Z height with the new sensor calibration, because I increased the sensing distance so the nozzle doesn't hit the bed, because with their directions the nozzle's hitting the bed. So I increased the sensing distance, and now we're taking another mesh, so it'll get the mesh data based off of the new Z home. So your mesh data is based off of your initial Z home position, and then those data points are how far off it is from the initial Z home. Now here's the thing, I don't think they have the sensor offsets correctly set in here, because if they did, the sensor should home in the center of the bed, unless they do have them in there and they manually specified the home position of the sensor. So there's a couple of different ways to do it. Because I could theoretically actually make the Z home the nozzle in the center based on the probe offsets in our firmware. But I think that would just confuse people because they're so used to doing it one way. But I would have to look at the Creality source code to see how they did it. Okay, we're still seeing about the same results. So the center's higher than the rest of the bed. Come on. Come on, Logitech, focus. Woo! Usually a major scene change will. Alright, so anyways, the middle is higher than the outside, which is what the physical bed is. So I'm gonna go ahead and set the Z home height, so I'm gonna go down.
So basically, it just seems like it's ever changing. So every time you print, it seems like you have to
It's
readjust.
grabbing the feeler gauge. Now, here's the thing I noticed. One of the times when I pressed the 0.1 down, it actually didn't even move. Like it wanted to. It moved a tiny bit, but it didn't actually move the full distance. So I'm wondering if that's the same issue we saw when we were testing Trinamics on the Z, is that they missed steps. So, all right. So let's try this again. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to hit print, test dog, print. And now it's heating up the nozzle again.
They actually have metal teeth in them.
Do they now? That's new. Because they had plastic for a while.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I wonder if the same company that's making them. It doesn't help if it's metal if they're not good quality couplers. These look like the same style ones, but they do feel decent. I mean, if they work, they work. If they change the couplers to a better one, good on you guys, Creality. Because that's been an issue that plagues a lot of machines for a long time.
Yep.
I wonder if, do we got a cheap multimeter laying around here?
I know you have one around here.
Because I was going to check grounding to the chassis.
I had it in here the other day.
It might be over here. It's right here.
Oh, okay. Probably checking the Ender 4.
Yes, I was. Alright. Got my ground on my power strip here to the chassis.
The springy couplers stink.
Hey, there we go. We got continuity. Ah, my
you just break
crappy probe broke. Well, it's supposed to be able to poke through stuff like this. I mean, it should still work. It just... Yeah. So that's grounded, but for some reason these screw heads... This one is. That one's not. Okay, so... It seems like the grounding is good. I don't know why this other screw here isn't reading on the ground. I'll just have to super glue this back together. The cheap probes don't like being Creality 1 Probe 0. Alright. You want to open the Tato chips?
Yeah, sure, we'll try them out.
So you can have most of those. I ate the other ones. They're really good.
Tato Park.
Yeah, they're from like apparently there's a theme park, and those are the chips. Okay, we are way too high. Alright, they have a baby stepping feature. Oh my god.
That high? Jesus. Oh, there we go. Still a little high. Keep going.
Almost. Almost. There we are. Alright.
Yeah, it's still
Well-
high on one side.
No, it's gone.
Oh, that was just a stringy.
Yeah, it was just from the initial. A little low now, though. It's not terrible. So I got like a 1 millimeter offset.
Yes, the sound can be disabled. Well,
I'd say it looks like the sensor's working.
not necessarily disabled, but turned down all the way. So he said, yep, that's the problem. Z height changes every single print.
After a minute, you can't adjust baby steps anymore?
So they don't let you... Well...
Okay, so here's the thing. So
after your first...
the problem is if you calibrate your probe... So, like, the first time it worked okay, and I didn't have to adjust it because, essentially, the probe was calibrated to trigger when the nozzle was on the bed, which is one way you can technically do it. The problem is if your probe drifts, like this one was doing, you're going to be driving the nozzle into the bed before the probe triggers, which is what was happening. Okay, you can't go down on baby, only up after a minute. Okay, that's weird. You can baby step 100% on the firmware for our probes.
Whose printer? This is Creality's CR-10S Pro.
Pro. I mean, the first layer don't look bad. It is a little closer in the corner, but it's acceptable. I mean, that's what most ABL, like our stuff, BL Touch, it's never going to be exactly perfect, but as long as you get your first layer down and it's got good smush on it, you're probably fine.
Yep.
You know, I don't want to. This isn't a let's rag on their probe. Like, that's not the point of this. The point is to give it a fair review. Now, my only question is when we're doing the leveling. Okay, so when we're in that leveling menu, when we're adjusting the Z, is that setting the offset? Because you should have a Z offset that tells the printer how far do I need to move my nozzle down to get it to the correct print height on the bed after the sensor triggers. So like right now I just had it to step it down -1 millimeter. So I should have a Z offset of -1 millimeter. So
apparently the dog's from an Ender
it's
3.
from the Ender 3.
That doesn't surprise me. I was actually thinking it's printing off the left because, as all of us know, Creality has a problem with it always having a terrible center of the bed.
So I just bumped up the print speed just so we can see how this comes out, because it's going really slow on the first layer here. But there's no reason this shouldn't be able to handle a faster first layer speed here. So if anybody has any questions, comments, or suggestions, now's the time to ask while we're waiting for this incredibly wide brim to go down. But here's the thing. I know they've been having issues with this printer because Creality actually came out and publicly said that if you can email us suggestions and improvements for this printer and any of our other printers, and we will pay you to tell us what sucks on our machines. So they are listening. The thing is, they can say that. Will they actually implement the fixes? Because let's be honest, fixing things on the machines is going to cost them money.
Yep.
So, you know, they can take all the feedback because we've given them feedback, and they haven't taken it. So they have taken some feedback, but not everything. Matt, when are we gonna have the RGB kits ready?
Well, right now we still have to go through testing phases on those.
Testing what?
Testing phases.
Well, no, I have the firmware done. We just got to get them built.
Yeah. You got to test them out and make sure they work good.
Oh, well, they're working on ours. It's just a matter of us getting them assembled. And to be quite frank, those are completely lower on the priority list than getting our existing orders out. I think you can live without some RGB LEDs. You can always DIY it if you wanted to.
I'd probably say sometime next month at the earliest we can do it. Right now,
I don't think we're gonna get them out before Murph. Because the thing is, we got Murph coming up, which is going to eat up a lot of our time. The reef is in storage where it belongs. Damn that damn reef. Is it just me or is it like warm in here?
It's warm. That's why I pointed that.
Oh, the fan that way?
Because I was like,
can you give me my drink, please?
I'm hot.
Oh yes, you are, baby.
That's right.
I hired you exclusively for your looks.
Yes. It's printing raft.
No, it's printing a brim. It's not printing a raft.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's printing.
Also, most likely reason for a slanted bed result on a TiVo Tornado.
The tornado is mechanically just meh. Any sort of I don't know I don't know if you're talking about just in general. Like, or if you have an ABL system, but the number one reason for slanting is bad grounding and your X gantry being unlevel. So meaning these are different heights on either side because the sensor's not going to compensate for an unlevel X. Blasto, if you send me a wreath made of benchies, like a decent sized wreath, I'm not talking like a little pitiful one, I will give you some serious benchies.
What are we gonna bring to Murph?
Well, we'll have our printer with us. We'll have my prototype. I don't probably won't have any for sale. We just want we will take down names and emails. But we will have like kits and stuff and some of our more popular products. We'll have those all pre-packed and ready to go. And we'll have we got a fancy little wireless square terminal, so we will be able to accept payments and stuff there. Wheel tension, yeah, you definitely want to check your wheel tension because basically this inner wheel on these printers is what helps keep it from shifting back and forth. You know, like going up or down. So you want to have them set up properly. So I mean, it's printing pretty decently. It's printing supports for the dog.
Spring steel bed for an S5.
We have those. I have to list them on the site. But the only thing with the S4 and S5 ones, we have them. They have PEI pre-applied, so there's no way to get them without PEI pre-applied. And we actually had the manufacturer of our sheets apply them with a machine. So it'll have those pre-applied, but it's on our long list of things. We're just trying to get through all these printer reviews and whatnot, and firmware development, and Matt's just trying to keep things running in general. It's out there. So, but I mean, it's printing. I mean, from what I can tell, like their sensor seems to be working, which is good.
Yeah, just hooked up ABL yesterday. Gantry is square to frame. Have to check my grounding, make sure all grounds are good. Swept out Meanwell for an SSR before everything was installed. That's a good start.
What SSR did you go with? If you went with ours, you're good. But the other cheap ones from Amazon are I haven't found one on Amazon that actually works correctly. I can't find these. These are called Swiss clips, and I don't know where to get them from. I can't find them in bulk. I found small quantities, but my Chinese suppliers have no idea what they are. I reached out to a guy in Germany, and he was trying to find them, but I can't find them in any sort of bulk. CR-10S getting minor Z banding along X-axis. That doesn't make sense. Are you getting Z banding? You can't really get Z banding on the X. I guess I could ask, you know what, maybe I'll ask my Creality supplier and send him a picture and be like, can you get me just these clips?
Ask Naomi. So you got the Meanwell and SSR from us.
But yeah, you're going to want to check, anytime you're having issues, check the M48, and if the M48 comes back good, that means the sensor is working correctly. And by good, I mean anything under 0.01. So 0.01 millimeters of standard deviation or lower means the probe is working correctly, and you should start looking at physical issues on the printer. No, these are not binder clips. These are called Swiss clips, if I'm correct, if I recall. That's what I've seen them referred to as.
Yeah, binder clips we have here. So
yeah, we include binder clips with the flex plates, which you also have magnets as well. And this is printing pretty decently. It's coming out. And the it is quiet because of those trinamic. Try to adjust baby steps down.
Yeah, I don't think it's doing anything.
Oh no, it's definitely going down. It's smushing it way too much now.
Any word on the flex plate for the mini? I think we're still waiting
I'm
back
trying to
here.
convince my supplier to let me only order a small quantity of those. Because otherwise I have to order 200 of them, and there's not enough CR-10 minis out there in the wild. Or customers of ours with them to warrant me ordering 200 plus of them because I don't want them to sit on the shelves. Yeah, it definitely baby stepped downs. Because it was running in. I baby stepped it right back up to where it was, and we're printing good, so.
There's the PSU fan.
I think these are Ultimaker clips, to be completely honest.
They are mounted to the bed. Yes.
Yeah, I think these are Ultimaker style clips, because Ultimaker has these same kind of clips.
Good possibility.
I mean, it's printing. I'm gonna say it's a solid little machine here. Now, like I said, we could have just got one that was good. I mean, this wasn't like, this was drop shipped from Amazon, so there was no special cherry picking done. I believe this seller was Luxin Watts that we got this from.
They're called Easy Clips, made for frameless picture frames.
Okay.
EAZI clips. Take a look here.
Someone read the chat. Easy Clips. Is that what they're actually called?
That's it. Yep. That's basically what they are. They're a little fancier, but for the most part, that's what they are.
I mean, if I can get them in bulk and they work, I'll put them in the store.
Yeah.
I'll definitely use them here too.
Yeah, they're like a spring style.
So, I mean, this thing's printing pretty good. So the only thing is, like I said, we could have lucked out and got a decent one. I do see the issues with the sensor, though. Their sensor's definitely not very repeatable. So that could be why people have so many problems with it. And we are going to be working on a kit to fit our sensor to this and work on firmware. So those of you having issues with it, I don't have an ETA because I don't know the work that's going to be involved. So... Oh, Tyler. So yeah, I mean, I can't complain. The printer's printing. It's, from what I can tell from the brim, it looks like the sensor leveled out. The only thing is there's a lot of drift with this sensor. That's the only thing I can really comment on. That's negative so far. It is loud, but like I said, printers are going to make noise.
On 1,000,
So-
I'll send you a link. Well, if we purchase them, it'll probably be over 1,000. I would guess.
Yeah, with stuff like that, we would order in like 5,000 or 6,000 quantity.
Okay. Thanks, Paul.
Okay.
I'll take a look really quick.
So, I mean, to be completely honest, guys, I mean, this is not a bad machine. If we're just talking, if we ignore the auto level sensor, let's say this just had a ZN stop. Not bad. I hate the touchscreens, but you guys already know that. I hate touchscreens because they limit what you can do versus the standard screens. So, I actually found a mount someone designed on Thingiverse for the CRX, and this is the same chassis on the bottom as the CRX that allows you to put a regular LCD on here and get rid of the touchscreen. So, I'm going to print that out and see how well it is. I got to see if it's a commercial use allowed, because I'd like to sell a kit with everything printed with all the screws and hardware and basically a full thing to put on here. But if it's not a commercial use design, we're gonna have to design our own. But my goal would be to get rid of these dang touchscreens so we can go to our standard LCDs that actually work correctly. So, but I am going to screw around with the touchscreen firmware before I do that. But when this gets put into our fleet, I'm honestly probably going to get rid of the touchscreen. But I mean, like I said, as a printer, it's printing. There's no thermal runaway protection, which I could have assumed. But I'm gonna ding them for that because that's a dangerous thing to do. They know better. This is not a surprise to them that thermal protection should be enabled on any 3D printer that's sold. So be aware of that. With the stock firmware, there's no thermal protection. Now, Tiny Machines' printer, when they sell the CR-10S Pros, they flash with their firmware, which does have thermal runaway protection. So if you guys don't mind spending a little extra money on if you're looking for a FormBot or a Creality machine, I highly recommend TinyMachines3D.com. They're not a sponsor. Chris is just a good guy that I bought many Creality machines from. And they take care of their customers. They do great QC, so I'm going to give them a shout out. So TinyMachines3D.com, they sell Creality parts. They sell printers. You can get printers with upgrades on them. They don't carry our Easy ABL. I think the only ABL solution they put on aftermarket is BL Touch, which you guys know I'm not a huge fan of, but they like their BL Touches over there. But yeah, I mean, aside from the probe not being very repeatable, it seems, that's really the only negative I can see on this machine so far. I do like this beefier blower fan instead of the little tiny one. I do like this hot end shroud design. It's very clean. That's why we went with something like this style on our machine, because I like the nice closed in. It looks more professional. It keeps fingers out of touching things they shouldn't be.
Yes, that is a cable. That's the Z motor cable.
What are you talking about?
You're probably talking about this, I'm guessing. You said right beam? Right Z beam?
Yeah, that's for the motor.
That's the motors. Both of the left and right beams have the Z coming out of the base there.
This plug is getting pretty warm though. I don't know if it's just from the sun hitting it.
Maybe. I mean, it is pretty small wire, but that shouldn't really make.
Well, they probably doubled up the power wires. They're definitely not running the hot end off of one pair of wires. They're probably using a couple. So here's the thing: it's probably not the firmware changing the Z height. It's probably the fact that the probe drifts between prints, which is an indication that it's just a cheap probe. So hopefully we'll be able to fix that with putting our solution on, because ours are a lot more repeatable.
Yeah. And that's more or less the reason why we got this, because we've had so many customers asking us about our probe to put it on the printer itself so it would actually work consistently. So that will be happening.
But yeah, it's printing pretty good. How are those Tato chips?
Pretty good.
Yeah, they
They're
are.
quite oniony.
Yeah, they're cheese and onion.
They're kind of like a cheesy Funyun.
Yeah. They're very light.
Yeah. Gotcha. Show me a fix and I will buy ASAP. No problem. We'll get on it. Are you going to do this CRX anyway soon? Yeah, probably at some point, whenever we get a chance to get to it.
And I believe I did on the stream. I did put a link down in the description for Tiny Machines for their probe. They also carry the CRX as well. I see Samantha popping up. Is that our...
I don't know if that's your chat or your phone or what.
Well, it should be in our... Let me see here. Order... I think it was in orders, maybe? No? Maybe? Help desk?
Yeah, help desk.
Oh, it's not like someone's being a pain in the butt. We do not speak French. Oh God.
Not even gonna go there.
Yeah, where's everybody from? We're obviously we're in Hobart, Indiana here, just about 35 minutes outside of Chicago.
And I'm actually from Chicago. I'm about 10 minutes away from.
Oh, what's up,
O'Hare.
Tally? I didn't know you were hanging out in here. Tally's an awesome guy.
Nova
He hangs,
Scotia.
he hangs around the JG Aurora groups.
English people land.
Virginia, Germany, North Texas, America. Hell yeah.
Hurry with the fix. It's firmware from TA3, and you will sell thousands.
Hollywood, South Africa. Wow, you're out there.
Wow. Yeah, that's far.
How's your internet speed out there? I'm just curious. Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Oh, Cheeseland. Oh, bud, we got a bud in the chat up in Wisconsin.
I know
there.
who that bud is, too.
Oh, yeah, bud.
The Bears, Andrew Thompson. So we got 2 Chicagoers here.
You're
That's
gonna
3
trigger.
including
You're gonna
me.
trigger Samantha if you say the Bears.
The Bears.
Go
Yeah,
Packers.
She's a cheesehead.
Yeah, You guys ever watch? If you want a good laugh, go look up the Manitowoc Minute.
Absolutely.
Every episode, he closes out with saying, "Go Packers" and the Bears.
Oh, yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, if anybody knows about the Wisconsin Northland,
Northwoods.
that's a good thing to watch for sure. You get a kick out of it.
Oh, making fun of the Northwoods.
You'll betcha, bud.
I don't like the BL Touch because it's a competitor. I don't like the BL Touch because originally I had tried the BL Touch when I was new to 3D printing. I went through 3 of them before I finally got one that worked somewhat correctly. I had it on my Delta printer, and it worked all right. But now that they've come out with the BL Touch 2, they have a plastic probe, and now what happens is people are breaking those pins on them. They had metal probes, but I'm assuming to cut costs, they went to a plastic, like the actual pin that deploys. They're cracking. If you get a failed print, they crack. I mainly don't like the BL Touch because it's a mechanical solution. I like the contactless solution. They're much more durable. There's less room for user error on them. And with our probes, and especially like with all the work we've put into ours, the accuracy is better than the BL Touches, especially on a machine that's properly built. Well, that's good to know, Tally. JG Aurora has a new CEO who's going to focus more on the North American market. That's smart for them.
Yeah, they got some interesting looking printers.
Lafayette, Indiana. There we go. Yeah, that's another thing. The noise, the physical noise, it drove me insane. Because when I had on my Delta, it was like just like tapping, just like constant, like not that loud, but like just like a little, like it rattled. Yeah, like a bad fan. It was annoying.
Yeah, that would trigger me.
It's so bad. And it's usually once the BL Touch is older, once the pin's been moving a lot and probing a lot, that things start to loosen up. But at the end of the day, it's a mechanical solution. There's more points of failure. Yes, I'm saying absolutely our probes are better than a BL Touch.
Yes.
They're more durable. They're more accurate. It's really hard for people to physically damage our probes. If we're just talking from a consumer using them standpoint, which is very important, it's really hard for them to damage our probes. It's also silent, yes, just because there's no moving parts on it.
Hello from the land down under.
The biggest failure we see with our probe is when people don't manage the cables correctly, and they just leave the cable flapping in the breeze, and it just from repetitive stress of bending back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, it breaks the wires. So we have that in our guide with pictures showing here's how you mount your probe so you don't damage the wires. So, you know, and that's the thing too, like I've never had a wire in our probes at the shop here even ones that have been 2+ years in service, never had a wire break ever. Like not even once. Not even like I'm being completely honest. Like I've never had our wires break. It's only when people install them incorrectly and the wires get damaged do we ever see them breaking.
Can you use a cable chain? Yeah, you can, but we advise against it.
And the reason I don't like cable chains is especially because people print them. The problem is that, especially the printed ones, they bind up and they can throw off the probe while it's probing. Mm-hmm. So, assuming everything is moving perfectly every single time and the cable chain's not binding up, there's no reason a cable chain shouldn't work. But I prefer to route my wires, especially for the hot end, with the PTFE tube as support. It works great. So,
do we have an artillery sidewinder? Yes. Yes, we do.
Yeah, so here's the thing. The probe wire, he's saying probe wires should be separated from fan wires. On cheap probes, yes. On our probes, we actually put shielding in the cable to prevent electrical interference, so you can run them with it. So The thing is, like, oh, Tom Filament Frenzy's here.
Oh, what's up, bud?
Yeah. Oh, I heard noise. Was that a cat or is that my printer?
I don't know. It's something weird.
Yeah, I saw them replace it with an inductive sensor. The only problem is that you can't then use a glass bed, which is fine. But that kind of confirms that whatever they're doing is really bad. So our filament sensors, our ABL sensors have shielded wires. Yes. And on the next revision of them, we're not only just going with wire shielding, but I am going with a triple layer shielding, meaning we have a plastic wrap around the wires, a tin, like a foil wrap around the wires, and an even higher grade mesh. So, yeah, I heard there was an SSR in here for the bed, is what people sent me pictures. So, once we stop running out of things to chat about, we'll kill this print, because it is coming out pretty good. And then we'll take a look at the print, and then we'll start taking this apart. I don't have an ETA on a firmware for this, because like I said, I don't know what's going to be involved to get this thing correctly working. Now, I'll be completely honest, if we can put together a kit to get rid of this touchscreen, I can have firmware done in a matter of like 2 days. But if we're trying to retain support for the touchscreen, it's going to take much longer. So maybe what I'll do is I'll get a conversion kit together to get rid of the touchscreen, because that's what's going to hold up development. Okay? And then we'll release that as a package, so you can get the screen and everything. And that should make life a lot easier for people. We'll post all the STL files and everything. So basically, if you want us to pre-print everything and have everything just ready to go, you get it and put it on, you can. Or if you want to print it yourself, you can. That's typically what we do with a lot of the printed parts, aside from the bed mounts. I think that's the only one we don't provide the STL for. So, but yeah. In terms of... So here's the thing I want to check. I want to see how they have this sensor wired up. If it's actually optically isolated like we have, then I should just be able to make some custom sensors with quick connect plugs on them to run off their electronics. However, if they do not have an opto isolation, I'm not going to be comfortable selling a kit, because the problem is, while in theory the probe should never put out DC voltage on the signal wire, which is what your Mega 2560 chip is connected to, I have seen instances where probes have failed and sent the line voltage, aka the 12 to 24, or whatever your power supply is, out of that pin. So under normal operating circumstances, there's no issues doing that. However, electronics fail, things go haywire, and I don't want to risk frying someone's board. So I'm going to have to see what's up with how they actually wire this in, if they're just going right to the I/O pin, or if they have some sort of isolation. Opto isolation is a little IC, and inside the IC there's infrared LED, and on the other side there's a material that's sensitive to that infrared LED. And when that infrared LED turns on, aka when your sensor triggers, it lights up that LED, and that passes the signal through the end stop, telling it, hey, this triggered. So it's acting like a switch. So our easy ABL kits are fully optically isolated, meaning the 12 to 24 volt input cannot get across to your ZN stop, which operates on 5 volts. So if you guys can see the problem of sending 12 to 24 into your 5 volt end stop, that's going to fry your Atmel chip. So that's why we have that board on our sensor. It's more like our kits are more than just the sensor. It's a sensor in the custom board we designed. So we've got power filtering on the board, we got reverse voltage protection, power decoupling, and optical isolation. So basically what that translates to is clean power going to our probe and no risk of ever damaging your printer board, because we've even had people put AC power into our kits because they didn't read the directions, and the optical isolation prevented that AC power from ever touching their board. Our kit was completely fried, but none of that power went to their boards. They just got a new kit and they didn't have to replace their main board. So there's ways that people can tell you online. You can use a voltage divider, you can use a diode, you can use you can just hook it up directly. That's not the correct way. So like, we do things correctly here, even if that means it costs us more money in terms of a product, but do not put out stuff that could potentially risk my customers' machines should something go wrong. So yeah, that's why we bought this printer, is so I can tear into it, see how they have the probe wired up, see if we're going to need to do a full kit, or if we can just provide a new sensor. But if they don't have optical isolation, then I'm going to have to provide a full kit with directions on how to tie in, because I'm assuming the sensor plugs in, because there's like a breakout board in here by the extruder, so we might have to provide an extra set of wires, or just have you cannibalize the existing sensor wires that are there. So there's obviously always on 24 volts in here, so it's a matter of documenting what to connect where with our kit, and then figuring out, I mean, there's plenty of surface area here, so we could mount our ABL board on the back here. So we'll get it figured out. That's why we bought the machine. It's kind of hard to just speculate based on pictures versus having a physical machine here to take apart and see what's needed. And that's another thing too. You got this big old ribbon cable here with all these power lines here. Even if this sensor had shielded wire, your sensor lines are going through this cable next to all the power wires. So ideally, we'd want to put the our ABL board on the chassis here, which there's a couple bolts that we can use to mount it, and then have our shielded sensor wire going all the way up to the hot end, completely bypassing this board. So yeah, so anyways.
Exactly.
The stuff you're talking about, no power back when manual movement of the steppers, that's not anything to do with the sensor. That's a different type of isolation. So here's the thing. I don't know if you guys, Telly's asking about our machine. We have it. It's behind here printing. It's working great. It's actually become my favorite printer, which was kind of the goal, is to make this printer one that I want to use every day. And it's at that point. The problem is, we had an employee here that has been since let go that was not following directions, was not doing things by the book that we've laid out to make sure the printers are built correctly. So I was not able to ship any printers because of his lack of, following direction, is what I can really explain it. So we haven't shipped any of our printers because of employee issues. We're getting our new guy Jeremy up to a speed on orders so that Matt can build at least one of those printers a day. But to be completely honest, there's a lot that goes into running this company, and we're trying to grow and not overextend ourselves so we, don't run out of capital to pay our people. But I assume after Murph we should start shipping machines. I have 50 of them coming in that we've spent. So, it sucks as a business having almost $20,000 worth of inventory tied up that I can't move because we don't have the manpower to properly build them. And I'm not going to ship a machine that's anything less than what I deem as perfect. So yeah, running a business is fun. Managing people and all this other stuff. This actually felt pretty smooth.
Yeah, not on this printer. This printer is pretty
This
good.
is a 2560. This is a 2560. Oh, there's Griffin. Griffin, everybody say hi to Griffin. You know that fancy 32-bit board I've been showing off? Griffin's the one that did the board design. Him and I have been working on that little project for, I want to say like 5 or 6 months now. So give him a shout out. He's an awesome guy. He has awesome board design skills, which is why I teamed up with him, because I was just sitting there struggling and, you know, hacking away at it, and saw he was working on the same thing. So we decided, okay, instead of having 2 competing boards, let's just team up and work together. So, Griffin is an engineer and doesn't like dealing with people, so he's going to be selling the board through us. So he only has to deal with wholesale. But he's the brains behind the board. So he basically just picked my brain on what kind of features we should have, what kind of headers we should have, how we're going to go about things. So he's done an awesome job so far, and I've got a lot of work ahead. We're going to be actually building an Ender 3 Pro this week and putting that board in it so we can have a dedicated machine just for testing here, so I can get the firmware all squared away.
You said he didn't like dealing with people, and he's an engineer.
Well,
so it automatically made me think of Office Space and Tom Miskowski.
Oh, Tom Miskowski, I'm a people person. What don't you people understand? What is wrong with you people? I talk to the people so that engineers don't have to. You know how terrible engineers are with people. Yeah, that was great. So I'm going to hand the stream over to Matt for a sec here because I have to use the restroom. So feel free to pick his brain. I'll be right back.
No, I can't give out free deals, so I'm just taking that off the table. So yeah, what's up, everybody? How is it going? I'm an engineer that hits home. Yeah, I understand that. I hate dealing with people too, but, well, that's unfortunate. I have to deal with it on a daily basis, so I deal with it. So, what's it like to work there? It's definitely way, compared to my previous job, I used to work in a warehouse. I was the warehouse lead there, and the stress level, like, it's there, but it's on a different type of level. It's kind of hard to explain, like, I didn't really have deadlines or anything like that, but it was like we had to get stuff out right away. It didn't matter if you were there till 9, 10 o'clock at night. It had to get out. Like, it was your typical corporation type thing. Like, you were a number. It didn't matter, even though they made you try and feel like you weren't a number. So while I was here, you know, I get to do what I need to do on a daily basis, and that's tinkering. I love tinkering. I love doing soldering, you know, other miscellaneous things. I work on the side, you know, doing RetroPie stuff. That's stuff with Raspberry Pi and emulation systems. And there's a few of my fellow companions lingering in the chat, or at least they were earlier. From my RetroPie group, I admin that as well. So, yeah, working here is pretty laid back for the most part, but, you know, there are obvious, you know, you got to have some deadlines and some things that are pressing matters. So, but other than that, you know, it's really fun, you know, doing this stuff on a daily basis. I mean, how can you not love this? This is fantastic. Love doing this. So, scratch your left nut. Yeah, I'm the one who can make the coupons. Technically, I can make them too. Do you ever get an idiot error? Yes, I do get an idiot error from time to time. There's one right there. I love people just don't have the time to design and handle CS. Yeah, that's one thing I definitely like. Is on my list to do, is to learn how to do 3D rendering. That's really like my biggest thing. Like, I was all against 3D printing, and it was more or less like you get a 3D print and, you know, it comes out with these lines. You probably can't see it because, you know, so like you see those lines, like this is a test print that we did, And that was one of my biggest things, like, oh, I don't want my thing looking like that. Like, I was thinking, okay, I'd buy a 3D printer and, you know, it turn out to be something like, you know, a production molded product. You know, I didn't want to do work to it. But now I've come to learn with it, and, you know, there's things that you can change. You can go to a smaller nozzle, do finer quality. So there's a lot of things that you can do, and that's really what got me into this. So let's see. I'm a network engineer and have to deal with people that think they know shit. They are the worst. Yep, I can understand that because I used to work part-time cleaning an office, and they did POS systems for McDonald's. And the people that they just had to deal with on a daily basis, I was just like I just overhear the phone calls with people, and they'd just be like, what? And I shit you not, like, there was somebody there that actually asked them, where's the any key? And I could not believe it. I had to walk away. I just was laughing. I am reading chat. Yes, I'm getting to it. I'm ranting and raving. ID 10. Favorite kind of taco? Steak taco. I'm a steak taco guy. Talking about CSs and customer service and not design. Yes, I know, but I threw that out there anyway. I understand about CS. Customer service. Wait, not customer service. Afternoon, everyone. Matt is clearly not reading the chat. Yes, I am. Shush up, Nancy. You would spend more time doing CS than actually working on products. Yeah, there's some days where I'm working more on CS than I am working on, you know, things that need to get done. But one of the things about me is I like to make sure that we have happy customers and make sure that they're up and running. In fact, Tim was having his rant about the Russian laser guy. I'm not going to get into that anymore. But there was someone in there who was having an issue with their printer flashing a firmware. And so I kind of messaged them and took care of them on chat after the fact through Facebook. And thankfully we got them up and running. So there's another, you know, hopefully lifetime customer. So that's one of my strong points is I'm not very good with people, but I can talk and get people to be where they need to be. So happy, basically. GW9 in the start code, then see what happens with the Z height and every failed print. You pull pranks in the office? I haven't yet. Yeah, G29. Okay, that's what I thought it was. I was like, GW9? I don't even know that one. I'll be back in a second. Don't worry. Just feed me to the lines. Love it when a customer tells me how to fix a computer. Yeah, that's just the nature of the beast, especially when you're dealing with customers, because everybody thinks that they know they're right. But, you know, you can't really think that way. I mean, you just got to let them rant and rave and then get them ready to roll. So, do you think he's watching on the toilet? Absolutely he is. I can absolutely make a customer happy before pushing them away. I guarantee that every single time. I can probably say that's probably happened 9 out of 10 times. I've made a customer happy before they left. Don't use Tim's phone. Well, technically, I have a phone that's connected to the office too, so I can call anybody I want. Yeah, wait a minute. How the hell did he pull the laptop in? Because his phone's right here. So he's definitely watching on the toilet. So why did you call me? Technically, I am taking kind of charge of the company anyway. So I mean, that's what they hired me on to do, to take the bulk of the load off of Tim, so he can get these type of things done. Because I'll be honest, firmware and doing all that stuff is way beyond my head currently. I can understand it, but watching him write code and things like that, like, I can get a little things here and there because of what I've done with the Raspberry Pi stuff, but for the most part, it's just way over my head. But I can fix an issue with it if there is one. So that probably would turn the lights off in the bathroom, but unfortunately, there's a window there, so it probably doesn't even need the lights on. Code is like my heavenly gift. Yeah, I wish I could say the same thing. I am far from good at coding. So I'm more of a technical, hands-on person than I am anything else. So if you need something fixed, I can definitely do that. So that's definitely sure. That was weird hearing me. Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, how are you text? You have a laptop.
Yeah. It is warm.
I can kind of do it, but it's nowhere near Tim's level. It's probably because of the printer too.
Well, no, it's 81 in here.
And it's also because the sun is blaring down through the windows. He actually took a laptop. Yes, he did. I'm a copy and paste type of coder. That's my thing right there. Yep. That's about my level of expertise. Oh, hey, this works. All right.
Okay, well, I think it's time to
kill it and then look inside. Open it up.
let's take a bet on how many wires are 10.
Yeah.
Yes, all of them.
Pretty much. I understand why they do that. It's terrible, but I understand why they do that. Because it makes it easier for production. Because if you tin all the wires, then you don't have to deal with splicing them together and then throwing them in there. And trying to make
Alright, let's see if we can get this to focus. Hang on, where's my cursor here? Okay, it's focused finally. So yeah, it came out pretty good.
I got my degree from Stack Exchange.
Yeah, layers are nice. No major issues here.
Yeah, no, that filament actually looks okay.
The supports, those are just supports. So alright, let me get this off here.
Where do you configure E-steps for second different extruder?
We don't have that supported yet.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you want different E-steps because you have two different extruders,
let me guess.
which we don't recommend.
You're the one I saw somewhere. I think you have an aluminum extruder on one, and then you have our tough extruder on the other, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I forgot. Honestly, I forgot to add that in to the last release because I can do it. I just haven't had time, and we don't get that request that often because most people have matching extruders. Oh my god! I thought our bed mats held on. Jesus.
Well, that could also be because it's so squished.
Yeah, no. Print quality came out good. And that is overexposed from the sun there. Look on the screen.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I kind of like put it up close here. So, anyways, you guys can take our word for it. It came out. It printed fine. So
I'll buy the match. Yeah, that would be your best and easiest way, to be honest. You know, not that I want to make you spend more money, but I do.
All right. Let's see here. This is heavy.
Really? All government contracts require tinning and wiring.
Well, I'm assuming I doubt they care about government contracts.
We need a screwdriver for this? Like a Phillips?
Yeah.
They're not hex
Nope.
wrenches? That's weird.
Hang on. Let me get my new.
I know. I was like, oh wait. I got one here. No, there's nothing in it. Oh, the fancy new tool. To be honest, Chris, it'd probably be better just to upgrade to the tough since you already have one, you might as well do both. Because it's just better to have those anyways. They work 100%. We have them on all our production machines, obviously, for a reason. I think there's only one out there that doesn't have one.
It's the Ender 2.
And that's the Ender 2, which
is lazy.
that machine works pretty well. So there's no reason to change it for the time being because it works.
That has our aluminum on it.
Yeah, exactly. So. My doggies are scratching at the door. We used to fight tooth and nail against it. Yeah, some people, you know, they've got to have it their way. Yeah, you could probably adjust the flow, but the E-step is a little different if you're trying to do that.
This is my first time using this little drill. It was $24 on Amazon. We bought 3 of them just for doing printer assembly, making it less stressful or tedious.
That definitely helps.
I think there's some on this side too.
Yeah, so far those are worth every penny, and they come with a right angle and a little kit. So
Hi, Lainey.
for the
Hi,
price.
Lainey. Hi, Lainey.
Come here, my baby.
You guys are losing your doggy minds. Oh my god, people! Alright, let's see what we got in
State
here.
as NASA thing. Oh, for a second there, I thought it was a fake.
No, it's a RSP 500. Just a different. I mean, this is actually a nice unit. Providing this is authentic. It has a serial number on the side here, so I'm gonna wager it is. So now here's the thing. This is what I was curious about. So they got this SSR in here, but it's actually a DC SSR. So instead of putting a MOSFET, they're using a solid state relay on the 24. I mean, wiring wise, in all honesty, guys, it looks good. Big beefy wires. Let's see if they tin these suckers.
Oh, absolutely. You know they did. Come on, now. Wouldn't be standard Creality practice.
Now, here's the good thing is the bed's not running through the board in terms of power, so even if these are tinned, it's not as important because you're not pulling a ton of amps, but they're tinned. 100% tinned.
Yep. Hey.
Not even surprised. Where's the side cutters here? We got wire strippers on my desk somewhere.
I thought we did, but I think they might be out there somewhere.
I think they're probably in my drawer here.
Yeah, I don't see them out here.
Yeah, I got
They're the blue ones. Right.
my tools are actually where they're supposed to be. Oh my god!
So I'm looking at their drawing or their picture of their board compared to what is actually in here. And it looks like they changed out the 2 capacitors right here. Hey,
Laney's just destroying everything.
what are you doing there?
So does this have, what are you doing, dog?
Yes, hi.
You're so squirmy.
Hi, little one. That's a Square D SSD.
It's not, it's D-E-L-I-X-I, Delixi.
I was gonna say, I highly doubt they spent the money to put a Square D in there. Square D is pretty expensive stuff. Don't remove crimps on terminals or recrimp.
Obviously, no, crimps are fine. I'm just talking about
Like
the tin wires on these screw terminals. These are not supposed to be tin. They did learn they got a 220 UF cap across the 5-volt output, so this shouldn't have any temperature issues. They have an EXP1 and EXP2 header, meaning we can connect a regular LCD to it, so that's good. We got a Z plus and a Y plus and a Z minus header here. So I'm assuming the Z minus is also tied in on the ribbon cable, so we could technically, I don't see why we couldn't get our kit running on here and bypass theirs. I don't see any optical isolators on here on this side of the board anyways for the what's the word I'm looking for? I don't see any optical isolators on here near the ribbon cable or anywhere else on the board for the probe. So unless they're doing it on the board side, I'm going to assume they probably did not optically isolate the sensor from the rest of the I/O pins.
There, subsider. Okay.
Alright, so I should be able to take these 3 screws up top here off and drop this down and see what's on this plate.
Let's hope.
You okay there?
Yep, I've been drinking.
Drinking what?
Nothing, apparently.
You don't even drink in general.
Nope.
You're lame.
Thank you, Chris, for the sub.
We already covered the opto-isolator. Keeps things from frying other things.
Yeah.
Isolates voltages from higher voltages from lower voltages or vice versa. It's providing isolation of 2 different types of power typically. So allowing 2 circuits to communicate with each other. Oh, that's for the coupler.
Yeah, but there's another one on there somewhere. Maybe on the
Somewhere?
inside there.
Oh, it's down here on the bottom.
Yeah, I was gonna say. That's what it felt like. See you guys later. Have a great rest of the stream. Alright, Griffin.
Later, Griff. Take it easy. Have fun at school.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, we don't know if it's there or not.
Alright.
Looks like we got 2 screws on that board. There's another one in front.
Oh, there is an opto-isolator. There is. That's good. Alright, so the only thing though is isolate. Well, I guess okay. So if the opto-isolator is at this end, then we shouldn't have to worry too much about the EMI from the heaters if we're running a shielded wire back to this board.
So raise the Z up. You're not fidgeting around all the way at the bottom. Can you run an upgraded bed heater through the same SSR?
Not an AC bed. It's a DC to DC SSR, not a DC to AC SSR. There is a difference. Alright, so this is interesting. No one's mentioned this. They actually have, so I'm going to disconnect these. So these are like JSTs, but they're locking JSTs.
That's nice.
So they have an E2 header on here. Or you wanna operate the cam. So they actually have a second extruder output header on here, but obviously it's not populated. There's an unpopulated chip here, U1. I would assume this is to do multiplexing, so they can use one stepper driver to switch between E1 and E0. We also have a PT100 header here for a high temp thermistor. So they were thinking ahead in terms of I/O. Now here's our sensor connection, and we've got the brown, black, blue sensor connection. So we could technically just cable one of our sensors with these plugs here to plug directly onto this board, because there is an opto isolator right here for the Z probe right here. So I'm going to probe all this out and make sure that this is actually connected correctly. I'm assuming this is an opto isolator. Looks like it. Yeah, it is. So
no, there's no hot snot on
it's
these
a
350.
It's a 357 opto isolator. So I'll have to look up the spec sheet on that. So probably not as quick as the ones we like to use, because we do use higher end ones than most other companies. I am a big fan of the Toshiba opto ICs we use because they're very fast in terms of their rise time. It's one of the fastest ones you can get. They're also more expensive, but you know, it is what it is. But this means that we should just be able to sell. Now, this looks like it's NPN-NO probe. Now, if you do take it upon yourself to do this, we do sell B-stock probes, which means they're probes with like cosmetic, you know, blemishes or whatever, but they otherwise work. It should be a direct replacement for this, meaning you should just be able to cut this and splice ours in. So we do sell probes directly, but again, like there's no support on that. If you go that route, just be aware of that. Like we're not going to help you hook it up. So if you want a full solution that works out of the box, then you'll have to wait for us to get these set up. Because this looks like a JSTXH plug, to be completely honest. So I don't know if I'll be able to source locking tabs. Let me see here, because there's a regular JSTXH here for the filament sensor. Let me see if that plugs in. That does. So we should be able to actually just make custom probes with the 3-pin cables with the correct pin out and provide an upgrade path that literally involves you disconnecting their probe and connecting ours up. So yeah, this isn't a Sharp. This is like a knockoff. This is a Chinese knockoff, which is, you know, whatever. Like, so that's what I want to check. So it is optically isolated, meaning we don't need a full kit on here. We could technically still fit a full kit on here if you want fully shielded all the way back to the printer, because there is a ZN stop plug on the main board. So it could just be bypassed up here and not even use, like if you don't want to use their lower end opto IC and you want our full blown setup, it will be possible to integrate this. So basically we got to figure out what route we want to take with this printer. And then obviously you have to come up with documentation on how to connect our probe to this machine. But this seems to be an NPN-NO sensor, which is what ours use. And I don't see, based on the other information I've seen out there about the probe on this, because there was that guy that mentioned he put an inductive one. He used an NPN-NO probe as well. So, given the information I have right now, it looks like if you were to pick up like one of our B-stock sensors and that's just a raw sensor and splice it in, I don't see why it wouldn't work with this machine. So, and I think they're like 10 or 11 bucks. Those are sold right below our cost, just because there's cosmetic blemishes on them. So, yeah, basically, I've got a lot of information here just from cracking this open and looking at the board. We will be able to come out with, at the very least, a direct replacement probe. And if we're talking just the probe, you're probably talking $30 for that, because we're going to have to be making these by hand. We're going to be crimping all these connectors by hand and making sure they're all heat shrunk and nice and everything. So, but if we do a full kit, then what's that? I already have GST housings. We have tons of those. I have tons of 3-pin GST
Oh no,
housings.
that's not a locking one.
No, you don't need the locking one though. I just plug. That's what I checked. I plugged this regular one in, and it locks in still. So you can either use the locking tab or these on those plugs. They work with either.
Alrighty.
So I gotta see if we can find the locking tabs. If I can, we will. But to be honest, you don't really need them. It's a nice touch. I'm pretty sure they do that just so they don't come undone during shipping. So I think that wraps it up, unless you guys got anything else to add. I think we covered most of this. We'll push forward with getting, like I said, a non-touch LCD on here, and then start working with the firmware that Insanity Automation put together. Ah, there's no good way to get the crumbs. I always want to get the crumbs. What?
No, Robbie. Attacked by the dogs. Saving on hot snot? Well, it's definitely a lot better than hot snot. That actually looks nice.
Are you being viciously attacked by dogs? Rami is, oh, I thought we were on that camera. We're on stream right now.
Oh, see, I tried to be quiet and go around.
Well, we just wrapped up. So we're just coming to a close here. So, yeah, I'm like I said, if you're the adventurous type and you just want to swap the probe out, check out our B stock. I know we have a few of the 18mm B stocks on the site right now. Because we have the ground shield, just make sure you connect the ground shield with the negative, which would be the blue wire. So those two should be connected together. And then just match up the brown and the black. But for those of you guys that want a plug-and-play solution, I'm going to start working on that in the next week here. So, yeah. I'll have to measure out how long we have to actually cut the cable. Because our probe cables are a lot longer than this.
Absolutely.
And then show our guys how to make these. So we'll get these all heat shrunk and make them look nice. There's a question for you in chat.
I don't know. Being micromanaged. I don't know.
I saw the ID10T errors. We get a lot of those quite frequently. The best part is when we see a ticket come in, and then like I see it come in, I'm replying to another ticket, and then I go back to check on that ticket, and then there's a reply like, "Never mind, I'm an idiot. I read the manual. You can close this ticket."
Yep. Get that quite a lot.
There's a lot of those. That's my call to go and get coffee and upset some PC users. I don't know if that number is incorrect, but we still got like steady 107 people in here.
Yeah. That's been pretty consistent the entire feed. Yep.
Just reading the chat here. Yeah, I saw someone. Yeah, I did see. Yeah, there's a guy that mentioned he swapped it out with an inductive sensor. Which then you're only using. You're only then using metal plates on there. Then you can't use glass with an inductive sensor. And if you do somehow use glass, the problem is that you're actually sensing the bed underneath, not the glass itself. So whereas our sensors that we sell, they read the glass.
What's the best part of working for a female-owned company?
Yeah, TH3D is a female-owned company.
That's
even though
right.
I started this, Samantha is officially the majority owner because she does all the paperwork. I'm just the nerd in the background now. So she just has all these men working for her.
Glad to hear.
All right, so I don't have anything else to add to you.
Nope.
I'm going to make sure to plug Murph. If you guys haven't gone to Murph, you should if you're in the area. It's in Goshen, Indiana, home of the Amish. And it is about an hour and a half from us. It's in Goshen, Indiana. Just look up Midwest Rep Rap Festival. And, yeah. What did TH3D do to celebrate International Women's Day? I set up a home automation to alert her when the laundry was done. And I'm not even joking. We have an automation now that monitors the power on our washer and dryer that alerts her and me when the laundry's done. It's great.
Actually, it's technically everyone.
Well, it goes across the whole house.
Kits and firmware for CR-10S Pro when hurry 10. Well, like you said, we gotta. If you want to stop LCD,
Let's go back and see how many times he asked about kits and firmware, and I'm just gonna add a week every time he asks.
1 hour away from the Midwest Conference. That's good.
I think I actually made her dinner though. In all seriousness, for that day, I usually cook. She has been cooking more, but I do enjoy cooking, so and making us food. Physically, this seems pretty decent.
I would hope so. It's supposed to be their pro version to show off what they can do.
Yeah. I mean, the Z seems pretty smooth, too. I mean, I can skew the gantry, but not by much.
Tyler said he'll cook when he's there.
Will he? You're going to have to ask Samantha if you can borrow one of her aprons, though.
We'll get you the beach body one, like the one in the bikini. We need a Southwest rep vest.
Jeremy's got a pussy. All right. Why is he just kind of lingering out there?
No. He was coming in and he had a stack of papers with him.
You have a million aprons, Samantha. I don't want to hear it.
Thank you, Ryan.
All right. I'm going to... Well, Matt's checking chat here.
That's right. Chatty catty.
Let's see. Hey, you got some orders back. 139.
Should check how many have come in the last hour or what they were. Mine's packed, so we are okay. 20 orders. All right.
All right. So. All right. I'm posting a code in the chat here, and the first 5 people to use that code will get $5 off their TH3D order. So it's good for 5 usages, 1 usage per person. So the first 5 people to use that code will get $5 off their TH3D order. Just making sure I have that set. Yeah, $5 off, no restrictions. 5 uses per coupon, 1 use per user. So there you go. I'm watching just everybody scramble to the side. Sure, you can use it for 5 stickers.
Absolutely.
You essentially just pay the $2 shipping.
Yeah, there's no stipulation on what it can
No
go
stipulation,
to.
just $5 off. $5 off your cart. The first 5 people to use that. So, with that being said, I'm going to wrap that up. So you use the code in the chat, CR-10S Pro Stream, all one word, all uppercase. I don't have the U10 profile posted. Our site will not slow down. I'm pretty confident. I've done load testing. We have a beefy server now, so... I am going to put up a page with all of our profiles in the next few weeks here. Because just to have them there for people to check it out. Yeah, Mike, they're not going to do anything usually with a bed. Here's why you should buy from. So issues like Mike's talking about, where he's got a really warped bed. China's not going to do anything for you. They're just going to give you a little bit of credit at the most point, and then you're going to be stuck replacing your faulty parts. If you want actual customer service on a Chinese printer, go check out tinymachines3d.com. They're awesome guys. They're based out of Houston, Texas. Is it Houston? I think it's Houston.
Yeah, Houston, I believe.
Not Austin. I think it's Houston. But anyways, they're really great guys. They take care of their customers. They quality check all their stuff. I've never had a problem with them. So, and yeah, if you guys haven't noticed, our store now has a reward point system. You have to be logged in to do it. We do not ask our support if you forget to log in or you don't create an account. You have to be logged in to earn the benchies. We're not going to go and waste time retroactively doing it. So make sure you're logged in if you want to collect benchies, the rewards points. And right now, it's basically 100 benchies is $1. And we're going to do stuff like during sales, we'll make the benchies worth more points and give you more benchies. So we're going to have some fun with it. Also, like I said last time, if you want to physically mail us your benchies to our mailing address on the site, I will make sure you put your email in that your account is. I will convert your real benchies into digital benchies for reward points for our shop. And what we're going to do with the benchies is we're going to make a plexiglass wall in our new building that's getting finished. And we're going to fill a wall with benchies. So, yeah. But right now, we're the place to go for parts for your Chinese printer. That's what we are. If you want a Chinese printer that actually works and has good support, then go to tinymachines3d.com. We are not paid to endorse them or anything. It's just me as one small business owner to another that I've had a good experience with, giving him a little plug. So even horrible benchies, it has to remotely look like a benchy. If you send me a ball of spaghetti, that doesn't count.
Gotta have some part.
But
of
like
a
a half benchy, like at least 50% benchy. So it's gonna basically just be it's gonna be a case built out in front of another wall filled with benchies. So, and I'm gonna put lights and stuff in it. It's gonna be awesome. So it'll be funny once benchies start showing up.
Your first S5 benchy.
Like I'll give you guys what's reasonable. I'll give you guys 5 digital benchies for every 1 physical benchy. How's that? So 5 to 1. So something that's been sitting there anyways. Sounds like the Pet G's hitting something.
Yep. I thought it was.
I think it'll be fine. It's doing
It's hitting the supports.
Oh, there was a glob that fell off the nozzle. That's what it was hitting. Yeah, it'll be fine.
Where to send them? You can send them to us.
Let me see if I can get that glob. Yeah, it was like a burnt part of the filament that came off. Got it. What is he saying?
He's like listening to you and spending all my USA cash. I'm opening this up because I'm a secret bad kid.
Oh, the candy?
Yeah. Because it looks delicious.
It probably is delicious. Do you need help opening the candy?
No, because it said to open it the other way. Other way, other way.
What are you talking about?
Directions. Oh, yeah.
Peel me.
Yes, that is correct.
What'd they say?
That's address.
Yep.
Yay, I ordered more.
Fire
birds.
retardant benchies.
That's what it would be.
All right. Let's see how this Cadbury chocolate is from Ireland.
Cadbury. That'd be good. Oh, that's too much.
Oh, that was really good. We should probably give the other half to Samantha.
Nonsense.
You really are not going to share chocolate with her?
I'd get a hanging if I didn't.
Yeah, this is really good.
No, I've had Cadbury several times. That's why I've been like eyeing it the entire feed.
Yeah, this is good
So
stuff.
you guys could just sit here and watch us eat chocolate.
Here, I'll give the rest to the wife.
Yep. The downfall is the sun is coming in and it's so hot in here that it's melting the chocolate in my hands. Trying to think, the new E3D nozzle X. Was that really ridiculous one that has like the nozzle is like this long? A print off between the Alpha and the CR-10S Pro? Yeah, we could probably do something like that. And of course, there's like there's no napkins or anything.
Nope. There's a cat. There's a big fluffy kitty.
So somebody said we should do this all up with our stuff and then do a competition between this and the Alpha.
Ooh. Big floofy kitty. This is our new guy that we took in. This is Capone. He's a long hair. He's part Maine Coon. He's also 12 and very grumpy.
So Bob is asking, any thoughts on a new E3D nozzle X?
I haven't tried one, so I can't really comment on it. Yeah, that was some good chocolate. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's some smooth
Look
stuff.
at he's actually sitting here.
Amazing.
I know.
You gonna be okay?
He's just like,
He was sleeping.
Oh, that's why you're just in I don't care mode.
He's just chilling.
Think your counter is knackered?
My counter.
I see 30 watching. Yeah, it probably is because it still says 107 on
Yeah.
our end.
So anyways, I think on that note, we're going to wrap the stream up. So as always, thanks you guys for dropping in. If you want to support us, you can check out our website at th3dstudio.com. And you can click the Shop Now button. Sorry, that was like the worst ending ever. Like trying to talk and my balls is coming back for vengeance. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. We're going to be tearing into this machine and getting it up to our standards and putting out some upgrades for it so we can make it not suck as much. Let's be completely honest here. So, anyways, thanks for stopping in. I hope you guys enjoyed the time spent with us. Where were we at? 2 hours on the stream? 3?
3.
Oh, 3 hours. It's not too bad. So,
Pretty good.
all right, Matt, go ahead and press that the intro button and we're going to wrap it up. Everybody, thanks for watching and happy printing.
See ya.